Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Dice and Paper. I'm very excited for tonight's episode because we have our good man Arthur back. Nate is gone now, but luckily we have Stool filling in once again.
Hi, Stool.
Stool's now a multi-episode guest.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Welcome
pretty good.
back to the show, Stool.
We really appreciate you, man. You're doing great in life.
All right.
Yeah.
Do we dare to make the same joke twice? Let's do the announcement.
All right, let's do the announcements.
Yeah, okay. So, first and foremost, we have merchandise for the show if you want to get a shirt or
I'm not wearing my
socks.
socks.
No one's wearing their socks.
My socks are upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have socks. We have multiple shirts. It's just a really cool way
Not this
to
shirt.
support the show and spread the word
Next
around
week we're
about
gonna have a new
it.
sweatshirt
We're
design.
gonna have a new sweatshirt
A new design.
What is it? What's the
new
design?
It's
Sneak
gonna-
preview.
Tell
All
us
right,
the design.
it's gonna be our cartoon faces from our intro. It's
Woo!
gonna be a bunch of different
Hell yeah.
faces
I'm
in a
gonna-
checker pattern
I'm gonna-
thing.
I'm
It's,
gonna
it's gonna
get
be
that
something.
one.
Text me.
I'm
text me,
working
text
on
me.
it.
I'm feeling.
good.
I want that one.
All right,
I'd buy
Anyway,
it. I'd
you
buy
can-
it.
I
Would
need
you?
to buy Badger Tail.
you better buy it.
I'm
You-
buying Badger Tail.
Yeah.
I have to.
We need to buy our own merch. Anyway,
Yeah.
Before we
you
can pester other people. with
Yeah.
designs.
You can find links for those in the description on YouTube or in the panels if you're watching on Twitch.
Perfect. All right. D&D Beyond. I had an idea for this weird skit thing, but we'll wait to do that later, some other time.
Okay,
But-
Sam.
I'm not copying anyone.
Couldn't
so,
tell you who. Couldn't tell you.
D&D Beyond, they have a fantastic service. We're not sponsored at all. We just feature their logo and everything, and it's just because we love their service so much. They
Yeah.
actually do so much for us. They did so much for us. They comped us a bunch of stuff, and they kind of allowed a lot of this show to happen like it wouldn't have happened before. It kind of would have been a clusterfuck without it. So, thank you, D&D Beyond. We appreciate it so much.
Just released 2 new packs too.
They
We just bought them.
did, and
Yes.
Yep.
Dungeon Mayhem.
There's
Yeah.
so
What
much
are they
shit
called? Let me
coming
check what
out.
they're called. Queens of Ravinica, I think. Guildmaster's
Ravnica?
Guide to Ravinica
Yep.
and Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Yeah.
There's so
Um,
much shit.
Queens of Guildmaster's Guide to Ravinica is actually of a merger between Magic the Gathering and D&D.
Yeah, I saw that.
Really
It's so
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. They bring centaurs and all kinds of cool
Yeah,
stuff.
play it.
We'll try it out sometime.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Also, another special thanks to Tabletop Audio
Oh yeah, our new
For- being really cool and just having this free service that allows us to make all these sounds and have all of these different musics and stuff
Music.
to really liven up the show. All right, it's actually helped us in our home game, or not our home game, in our game
Yeah.
so much. This is our home game, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally is.
In our game so much, and it really makes it just that much more immersive, and it's fantastic. So thank you again. We appreciate it so much that this is
we
an amazing
appreciate you
service.
just for existing.
Exactly.
Yes.
You're just stopping by.
Yeah.
That's how high our standards are.
Yes.
And
No,
we are.
seriously,
No,
tabletop
it's
audio,
amazing. Yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
All right.
Alright.
So, Nate, would you
Nate?
like any? What?
Yeah. Okay.
You want to try that one again?
It's really hard talking to someone that's a paper.
Let's.
Arthur, please save him.
Save us from
Nate,
this.
go ahead. No. So, thank you guys for stopping by. If you are new, make sure to check us out on Twitch if you're watching us on YouTube. We stream every Friday, 7 to 10:30, 11-ish o'clock roughly. And if you guys are watching on Twitch, make sure to go ahead and check out our YouTube. We would really appreciate it. Dice and Paper, no funny symbols, I believe. Or funny
On our
symbols.
YouTube? Okay,
Yes.
so Dice and Paper on our YouTube is the funny symbol.
Okay,
Yes.
funny symbol. And then you can also check our Instagram, Twitters, and Facebooks and things like that, which
Instagram,
have...
Twitter, Facebook, Twitch.
Yes.
They're all the same.
They're all the same and they all have funny symbol.
They all have no funny
Nothing.
symbol.
No.
It's Dice and Paper, no funny symbols.
We've only
one
done
other.
this
Okay.
12
This is
times.
really,
now.
it's really
Yeah.
hard to remember. We have a bunch of different accounts, but
If you look up Dice and Paper, you'll
yeah,
find
there's,
it.
Yeah.
there's a bunch of stuff where you can follow us and see how we've been doing, and right under here, right
Yeah,
about there,
like right there.
and right there. You can follow us on our own Twitters. You probably won't because no one has so far. All right,
Wait,
and-
moment of silence, moment of silence. Okay, we're good.
all right.
For all the times no one followed us on Twitter.
Exactly. And ignoring that little tidbit of depression, you guys make sure to check our new Instagram because we post before every show as well as after every show.
Yep.
It's muy bueno. Nate, this guy,
He does it.
he's the one that does that.
Oh, that picture.
You're
man.
welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome for sensually touching his face, everyone. I'm gonna
All right.
throw it over to Trevor.
He's staring at me again. His eyes are crossed.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's the worst.
Oh, I have one last thing. Sorry, I just have to say this.
Yep.
In true Busto fashion, I am drinking tea.
Of course he
Continue.
is. What a
Oh,
classy man.
What a classy man.
But, as always, this world is a curious place. A shifting tide always brings change and seashells, neither of which matter any to a dead man. Welcome to Dice and Paper. Always love that song. Every single time. Alright. In true Dice and Paper fashion, we're going to have another recap. Not as long as my
that's
recap.
me.
It is
Yeah.
you,
Oh, why didn't anyone
everybody.
tell me
Sure
this?
is.
We did. We did.
We did.
I don't know if
I-
you were here,
I
but we
Yeah,
did
we,
tell
we,
you.
we
I
said it. You
specifically
were
asked whose recap is it next.
He wasn't in the basement.
Yeah, he was. He
Oh
was.
shit.
Sorry,
Good
Adrian.
luck.
All right.
Well, to put you on the spot.
So, in the last episode, we left that campsite. Busto had turned out to be gone somewhere after getting into a fight with Nick. So we left that campsite. We left like a little bit of a clue behind for him to follow and find us. And yep. And then we found another campsite that was a little bit far off, next to the river. And we had like a day's worth of travel. And we got to that campsite. I killed an owl bear when me and Nate were hunting. Orion were hunting. And then we had a cooking competition. I made some jerky. He made some burgers. She made some something. And then we heard a big thing, and we were like, "Oh, what the fuck is that?" And we went to go find out what the big thing was next to the river, and it turned out to be another owl bear. Who'd have thunk it? And then we killed the owl bear, and I was like, "Oh, my arm's on fire, owie!" Because I was trying to resist the Fury's bitch ass. And then I stuck my hand in the river, and I was like, "Oh, that feels better." And then I hear woof, and then I get picked up by a big ass bird. And when I'm in the air with the bird, I tried to get out of the bird's hands, claws, talons. That's the one.
God, can you imagine a regular bird, but it just has human arms coming out of the bottom?
I don't like.
Like regular human size. Just like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
I don't like that at all.
Can we? I have a name for the bird.
What?
Diddle bird.
The fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of
Just
here.
imagine it just swooping down from the sky.
Tickle, tickle, tickle. Fuck yeah.
Just a swarm of them. It's just like you're on the beach and your mother just goes, God,
No.
Just
run!
like
It's a swarm of diddle birds! It just comes darkening the sky, swooping down.
fucking Australia during swooping season.
Jesus. Sorry, continue.
All right. So after that, I got picked up, and then I was like, "Ah, shit! I need to use a spell." And then a fucking lightning bolt, no, a fire bolt came out of the sky, and wham! It blew up that bird's hands. And I had this super cool escape plan, and it fucking failed. So I was falling, I was plunging towards my death, hundreds of feet in the air.
Like
then
you
I was
do
like,
every
boom,
time.
very, very intelligent Cal thing. I brought my spiritual weapon into play, and then it grabbed me, it gave me a little bit of a squeeze, and then I was in a new place. I was in my communion place, and I said, "Ha, fuck you, Fury. I don't like you. I'm not your vessel, bitch." And then I came back out of that weird time rift and went and fell onto the beach on the side where they were, and then they helped me, and we got back to camp. And then once I was up there, I noticed, hey, there's the top of a tower. We should go there for shelter. So we went there for shelter, and we saw a toll booth.
Also, Orion tried to turn into a bear and almost
And
died.
died.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
It was really valiant.
You
He
know-
like came up. He was like, "I'll help you," and he went, "Whoop."
And then died. Yeah.
Dude,
Was that a good recap?
that was a
guys?
great recap.
Alright.
Best
I'm
recap.
only thinking about Diddlebirds now.
Yeah.
Like, are there differences? Is there like an ostrich one that has just like really big buff arms that it uses to
I
run
like
with?
Please
that.
don't even think about that or talk about it.
Is there an owl?
Photoshop will help us.
Is there an
I'll figure
owl
it out
one
later.
that's really quiet that
Just
just comes
like-
out just like?
Yeah.
No one needed
Steve
that.
Buscemi hands?
Imagine a
Stop.
flamingo where it's like standing on one foot and it's got the
But
other
it's
arm up
one.
like this.
So it's Salt Bay.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Back to the game.
Imagine getting punched by a bird. That's how they hunt. They just
They
it's
just-
like a hawk. It just swoops
They
down
come
and
down with a-
punches people.
Just put like nails
Imagine
in the back
seeing
of the
a
head.
bird with like gang tattoos and brass knuckles swooping down to beat the shit out of you.
Decimates you.
Pirates, they just have the little birds just gripping on their shoulders, giving them a back rub.
Oh my god, until we play the game.
Yeah, we've got nothing.
Giving
Can
the
we talk
definition of
about-
jump to whole new meaning.
Okay,
On this episode of Dice and Paper,
we talk about Diddlebirds for 5 minutes.
Woo.
You bet your ass I am making a homebrew D&D thing called Diddlebirds for the whole
Please
world to
do.
see.
Please do.
Okay. Anyways, where we last left off, you and Nick, you left Orion behind in the cart. You went down this little offshoot path off of the main path that you've been going down for a while, heading off in the woods towards that big spire you saw that you've been tracking for a little while now. And you made it almost all the way to where you think it would be before the path was interrupted by this sort of haphazardly constructed wooden checkpoint. It looks to be very I think it's the last time we discussed. It looks to be very hastily assembled, possibly while drunk. It is empty, but this little brass bell, which is heavily dented, dangles from the top of the booth. What do you do?
So I mean, there's two options here. We ring the
Oh,
bell, or we don't ring the bell.
I feel like there's quite a few more options than that. How about we search around and make sure it's not trapped and we don't get fucking eaten?
Eaten.
Yes, eaten. Okay.
You know, yeah.
Search around.
That's the right word. I'm just annoyed.
All right, I'm gonna try to see if I see anything like maybe it's a fucking trap or anything.
Okay,
you know?
go ahead and roll investigation.
Natural 20.
Not
17
bad.
plus
17.
investigation.
Yeah.
20.
You have my dice, bro. Thanks.
Around the booth, you don't really see anything of note. There's a back to it. There looks to be like some little signs or something folded up on one part. But there's nothing. It's literally just a like 3/4 wooden box with a little sign above it, kind of like Lucy's little box from Charlie Brown.
Oh,
A little
yeah.
bit
okay.
like that.
Yeah.
You do
It's like a lemonade stand.
exactly. You do hear a noise though coming off from your left in the woods. This kind of like pretty clearly just a heavy stomping and occasional stick breaking. Yeah, you ready for combat, but after a second
Oh my
you
God.
hear a voice coming from the woods.
Hello.
Busto,
Yes.
that's you. This isn't something in my head or anything.
No, that's him.
That's him?
That's
We hear
him.
the same thing, right?
Yeah, we hear the same thing.
Busto, can you come out of the bushes, please?
But I like the bushes.
Busto, come here, please. We need to talk.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
stomp out.
Kind of stumbles out of the woods onto the little path and just sort of greets you. He looks glad to see you.
Where did you go? Did you see our note that we left you? Our little. No. Did you go back to the hand, the place where we stayed that night? Of course not.
Classic.
Where did you go?
Wolfie brought me to place
That's it. That's.
Well,
Did
yeah.
he just tell you we need to go?
I see a deer. A hurt deer.
Well, is it okay now?
No,
No.
it's not.
What happened?
It was like the dragon,
Do you
but
mean
a deer.
the thing we
The
fought on the
Drake.
train?
The Drake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was hurt. It did not have a foot, and it was gray and sad.
Where did you go? Do you know exactly where you went?
And then, basically, Buster's just gonna point behind him.
Very
Over
descriptive.
there.
Thank you. How long ago was this?
Like 15 hours.
Yeah, about roughly 15 hours. Maybe like Buster like pulls out a Timex. Maybe 36 minutes.
His
I
pocket-
refuse
his
to
little
believe
pocket
he
sundial.
can read a time.
At about 12 seconds or so, give or take.
Okay. Well,
You seem to have a very shaky grasp on chronology, my dude.
well,
Lived in the woods for 200 years.
Fair enough.
we should talk about this later. But right now we need to find shelter to stay. Okay?
Why?
Because we're not in the best shape right now.
Why?
Where's
What?
Orion?
What happened?
Brian's back in the cart.
Okay.
What happened to you?
A bird picked him up and carried him away.
Yeah, we had some issues. We'll talk about it later, like I said. All right. Right now we just need to get shelter. We should. I'm gonna ring this bell now.
Can I ring it, please?
Sure, go.
First question.
Yeah.
Would I have known this bell, this spire thing?
This bell.
If you'd seen it in the woods before, would you have gone and investigated it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'd say you've been here before.
Okay. Do I know what happens when that fucking bell is rung?
You do, and you quite like it. We should have talked about this beforehand, but it's okay.
So I'm gonna.
Go ahead and
it.
ring the
I'm
bell.
gonna pick her up because you're
Yeah,
not telling
thank
her.
you, thank you.
I-
And I ring the bell.
Oh, okay. I was gonna. Never mind.
It lets out kind of a. It's a bit mangled, so the ding isn't perfect, but it's like a ding 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 ding. And then after nothing happens for the first couple of seconds, and then you hear a like something running. Yeah, if you start to draw, this sound gets closer and closer, and then from around a bend in the path comes this not quite fat little corgi wearing a little black bow tie around its neck, and it scampers up towards you and then puts its paws up on the counter in front of it and just sort of looks at you wagging its tail.
What's his name?
You don't know.
No. Okay.
It looks at you for a second and kind of like seems to get really excited, and then it kind of like looks around and hops up towards that top where that sign was, and it pulls it down, and you see this little sign that just says tour guide, 5 gold pieces, and then below it says pets, 3 gold pieces. And the corgi just sort of looks at you expectantly.
Can I like pat his little head?
I take out 3 gold pieces.
Can I
Yeah.
pat his head?
Nick, you reach over and sort of pet it, and it seems to get super duper excited for a second, and kind of like rubs up against your hand, and then it hops up and down and reaches underneath the toll booth and pulls out 3 gold pieces and drops it onto the counter in front of you.
He takes
No,
for
he-
every pet you get. Oh. Oh. That makes sense. I thought it was a pet shop and I was paying 3 gold pieces.
No.
Fuck.
He literally. I take it from him.
Busto's gonna just.
I
so
take my 3
cute.
gold pieces. Cal would not have done that. He's smart enough.
Yeah, Cal definitely pulled out the gold and then went, oh.
Yeah.
Busto, because he obviously knew exactly what this was already,
It's fine.
is going to like patiently wait after Nick
I'm gonna
kind of
pet
just
it.
pulls away. I'm rushing in there, bro, and I'm just like grabbing
So
this thing by its
cute.
ears, and I'm
He's
just like,
so cute.
so cute.
It just seems to get overjoyed.
I go up to
excited.
pet it and he rushes in.
Yeah, it
guess
gets
I just
overjoyed
stand
again, and then it kind of hops back and reaches under the table again, and you hear it kind of, and then it like bumps its head on the thing, and it comes back out, but
Healing
it doesn't have any gold. It looks kind of sad. It's got its ears down.
And I'm still gonna pet the damn thing. I don't give a shit about gold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
love this
it
thing.
is thrilled. It is
Good.
a super happy
So
little dog.
Good.
Tors is 5 gold.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it 5 gold. I don't know now. Does it give you gold or do you pay it?
Yeah. You put out 3 golden pieces onto the little counter in front of
5,
it.
yeah.
5. Sorry. And it looks at you and its ears pop back up again, and it grabs the gold and puts it under the thing, and then kind of pauses, grabs 3, and then puts it back up on the counter. And
Keep petting it.
yeah, it's putting them right next to you. And then it kind of takes a few more steps for a second, hops down, and seems to kind of try and straighten its bow tie with its teeth, and then looks at you guys and starts walking back off down the path.
Guess we're following
Let's
it.
follow.
I love this dog.
I've never been more excited to go to a place in my life.
I don't know.
Busto,
Just so we're going.
Seems kind of
Busto, like picking up the gold.
Yeah.
Also, kind of turns around and looks at Cal and goes, "This is what gold is.
Yes.
I thought this was toy for dog.
No.
There's a lot of gold in the woods, like a couple feet over there. I've just been throwing gold."
Really?
We get it later.
Let's just follow the dog.
No, trust me. We go with dog. Dog leave if we know follow.
As you guys are
Sounds
talking, the dog seems to be getting farther away, and it sort of seemed to get kind of overexcited and started running away, but then it just comes running back and barks at you a couple times,
Oh,
and
we
then kind of
need
runs
to
back
go
And then
off.
I
get
like,
him.
Okay.
see, dog leave if we don't go. Go
Alright.
quick.
We
I
can
like
go.
dog.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, you follow this dog maybe 100 meters down the path, kind of twisting through the woods, before you come into this big, it looks like unnaturally cleared clearing. Like there have been trees cut down, there's a couple stumps. It even looks like there have been attempts to pull the stumps out in a few places, with mixed success, let's just say. But scattered around this little clearing is about 7, maybe closer to a dozen little like ramshackle huts in various states of put together. Some of them look okay. They look like they were built onto existing ruins, but some of them are just like wooden teepees.
Where's the tower?
Can I?
The tower is right across this clearing from you. It actually is in its own like separate little clearing, and you can just see the front of this like almost white granite tower just disappearing out of the treetops above.
Is this lively? Is there are there people here?
There's things walking around. You can actually see as you watch there's a bunch of other dogs wearing these little bow ties walking around this little village.
Kill them all.
Jesus.
Buster would not be happy.
Goes without
Arthur wouldn't be
saying.
happy, let alone Buster.
Yes.
I would like to just try to roll animal handling and just try to talk to this dog.
Go ahead.
This bro.
He is a bro.
That's not a terrible roll. 17 plus.
That's
That's not a terrible
good
roll.
Yeah, that's the animal handling. So 17 plus 8, 23.
Damn, yeah. Do you say anything or are you just listening to what
17
it's
plus
saying?
8 is
I-
not 23, man.
25.
Yeah, what do you say? What do you say to it?
Correct. I just simply want to like try to understand what he's actually saying.
He's kind of hopping around, and you kind of get this sense of new customers, new people. Oh my god, I'm gonna do such a good job. I'm such a good boy. I'm gonna give him a great tour. It's gonna go all around the city. I'm a good dog.
And
New people.
I'm gonna say you're fucking amazing, bro. Like you're the greatest dog ever.
Its ears like pop straight up and it looks at you and goes, "You're amazing. I'm amazing. We're both amazing."
And dude,
I was gonna
Busto's
comment
jumping
on
around
this.
now.
The dog, the corgi's kind of matching you, hopping up
You're
and
gonna speak with
down.
animals, right?
Busto. Yes, I speak with animal, and corgi like friend, like customer.
The corgi's kind of running around. It like kind of starts trying to play with Wolfie, but Wolfie is kind of not having it. Like the corgi's like jumping around, going like this, and Wolfie's just like.
Wolfie's like that older cousin at the party
Exactly.
that just doesn't want to deal with the younger corgi's piece of crap. Hunter.
It is pretty. I guess I'm just gonna keep following this corgi.
Yeah, where's he going? Just.
He doesn't seem to quite know. He like keeps going off in random directions and then darting somewhere else, and finally he settles on this like one of the larger buildings in this little village. It's more well put together than the others. It looks like a lot of time and effort has been put into it, even though the people building it don't have thumbs. So it's got this.
So cute.
It's got this little door, like not big enough for you guys, but definitely big enough for the dogs. And above it is
And
above it is a little sign that's kind of crooked, but it reads the Biscuit Bar.
No fucking way.
Can I,
Oh my god.
wild shape? I wild shape it into a fucking corgi, bro.
Oh my goodness.
God damn it! Why don't I do that?
Fuck you, that's why, bro.
I cast
Thaumaturgy.
flame, fucking fireball. That's all I can do.
Yeah, so Busto, you see Busto kind of get visibly excited and then just into a little corgi
So
to match
cute.
his friend.
I inflict wounds.
No, you do not.
All
I
right.
would cut you.
I can't go into this thing, so I guess I'm just gonna.
You
stand
could
around.
crawl in. It's just not comfortable. Like it's a good like door, but like it's just too short.
I'm gonna go in.
Okay, I'm gonna crawl in.
Yeah, you guys enter and
I
you
can sit
see
fine.
a reasonable recreation of a bar you might find anywhere else. It's got some little stools. Some of them are just like tree
So fucking
stumps
cute.
or logs or whatever. And there's a couple dogs scattered around with these little bowls of water, just drinking out of them around the bar. And
All I want to say is this is like way too like sketchily cute for Trevor, and it's gonna kill us all. I'm guaranteeing.
come on, I can have fun once in a while.
No,
Not
but, like,
everything is evil.
I'm guaranteeing you these corgis are gonna turn into demons and like
In this town
Yes.
lives the big bad evil guy.
Exactly.
He is
Yeah.
a dog.
I
No.
swear to God, bro.
Behind the bar, you can see this slightly bigger Dalmatian with a big bow tie, who seems to be serving these little bowls of water. And the corgi kind of runs up and seems very excited. It looks like he kind of stands there and like moves around like a tour guide would when they're like talking about something, but he's a corgi, so he's just kind of barking and yipping and looking excited.
I would like to also turn around and attempt to translate,
Sure.
except I'm trying to
You're-
talk common.
Yeah, you're
As a
also
dog?
So it doesn't really work. It
Yeah,
does.
so it goes.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
like, what?
Yeah, you're welcome.
You notice some of the other patrons kind of look up from their drinks, almost like just kind of eyeing you guys up, and then kind of like
Fucking dogs.
and then
are
just
gonna-
go back to what
Dogs
they
are
were
gonna
doing.
bug
Tell
us
me
in
one
the
of them
alley.
has like an eye patch. Or some shit.
Oh yeah, of course it does. One of them even has like remember when we were talking about Wolfie's tattoos where they shave the fur? There's definitely a couple more sketchy looking dogs. There's like a pit bull, and like one of those just like
Shit.
"Ugh."
Fucking
Bro.
buff as hell.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing in here.
Obviously, you're gonna drink a bowl of water. Don't be
Cal is
rude.
like so much bigger than he's like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
the
6
ceiling is
foot tall.
the ceiling is
Yeah.
probably a bit too low for you.
So I'm like this.
Yeah, basically. But so the ceiling definitely would have been too low for you.
Hell yeah. Hence why I turned into a corgi. I'm going for a bowl of water, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want water.
I'm not. I'm standing here.
You're being rude.
I'm not being rude. I'm not drinking fucking feces water that dog bowls.
You
okay?
have such high standards.
As you guys approach, the corgi also kind of hops up on the bar, and the Dalmatian sees them and kind of looks excited for a second, then just kind of refines itself and reaches under the bar and pulls out 3 little bowls and and serves a little bowl of water to the corgi, and then goes back to the back of the bar and grabs this like bottle of wine in its mouth and pours it into the 2 bowls for you guys.
Oh my god.
Are you fucking serious? God damn it! All right, I'm gonna go sit
I'm
in the
gonna
corner
cry.
and pull out Nick's
This is
boots and
so
work on Nick's boots.
good.
Oh.
This is the best.
It spills
By
a
the way,
lot of
Nick,
wine
you
though.
don't-
By the way,
What?
like
You don't
it's
have any boots.
No, I mean I
You're
don't.
barefoot.
I don't mind going
Okay,
barefoot. I
I'm
did
just
all
working
my.
on her boots in the
Yeah.
the
corner.
Dalmatian doesn't do an amazing job pouring without spillage, but it tries its best.
Who even cares?
That's all that matters.
Also, guys, here's a trick for drinking spilled wine. And I pull off my sleeve and I like sop it up and suck on it. Never forget
Very
that one,
classy.
I
fellas.
thought that was actually gonna be an actual thing, and I was gonna question why you knew
Nope.
that.
Nope.
Anyway, I want a bowl of water, bro.
All right. Yeah. It kind of sees that you aren't interested in the wine and just shoves it over towards Nick and pours you a bowl of water to go
I
with.
get
the
2
other dog.
bowls of wine. This is so cute. I love that.
I'm drinking it up, bro.
I'm like doing the thing where like it's in my hands and I'm like eating it like that. Yeah.
The Dalmatian seems very
Content.
excited that you are enjoying its service,
Yeah,
and
I
No, I'm a
Definitely.
very nice person. Cal's really nice. He doesn't want to waste his fucking time in a corgi bar. He wants to go to shelter, okay?
This
he
is
wants
shelter,
he wants to go
you
he wants to go to a
asshole.
place where he can sleep, not on the fucking dank muddy floor.
You can sleep in with corgis.
it's not that dirty, actually. You two actually, can you roll perception for me, Cal?
I have a question. What
Yes.
is the HP of a corgi?
7.
Dude,
Like
not
10.
great.
10.
10? Yeah, all you notice is that every single dog in here is wearing a bow tie.
that's so cute.
It's all the
They're
same
so
bow tie, too.
dapper.
Like, they look identical.
I don't know what to do here. I'm just sitting working on the boots.
I'm talking about. I want to talk to people, other dogs.
Yeah. Sure, who are you approaching? Is there anyone you're approaching in particular, or are you talking to the
Is there any
Bartender?
magic-looking dog?
magic-looking dogs?
Like a dog like me that obviously doesn't fit in right now.
No, they all look like regular dogs to
Okay.
you. There's some exotic breeds of dogs, and even maybe like a fox or a wolf. But
Is Vinny there by chance?
Vinny is not there, unfortunately.
Rats.
Vinny is
What
a
a shot.
magic fox.
Fuck.
Vinny is probably not even real. So,
Fair. Okay.
unfortunately, Vinny is not here.
Point taken. Point taken.
Um,
Damn.
No, I'd say there's maybe a dog that looks like it might have tried to be a wizard at one point,
Okay.
but no magic dogs like what you're describing.
But like, so none like with a wizard hat, like Nate's hat.
No,
No. Okay.
for the most part they don't seem to wear any clothes besides the bow tie.
I have a dumb question.
Sure.
I also have
I'm
a
gonna
question.
look up this corgi bar, and try to make an instant check, see if any of these corgis are looking for trouble.
They're not all corgis. They're all different kinds of dogs.
All these dogs. Is anyone
Sure.
gonna fucking get in a bar fight or?
With you want to
They're
beat the shit out of a
dogs!
dog?
No, I want to make sure no dogs hurt each other, man. Fuck again.
This is a magic utopia.
10?
Why would the dogs fight?
Because
Okay.
if it's like any society ever, then they're gonna get in a drunken bar fight. All right.
They're drinking water.
water.
All right. I don't know. maybe that's
With a
intoxication.
10, you kind of look around for like.
Wait, not 10. I'm sorry. I was using my. So it was 6 plus 7. So that's a number.
13.
13?
Good job.
Math.
Okay. You
Quick
look
math.
kind of for the normal spots. You look for a dartboard. They don't really have a dartboard. You look for like a poker. They do have a poker game, but
It's
being
with dog biscuits.
being dogs, they can't really pick up the cards, so they're all kind of just standing around this just scattered deck of cards on the table, which could cause a confrontation. But the dogs mostly just seem a little bit
No one's
confused.
looking to throw paws.
I mean that pit bull in the corner kind of looks angry, but like he's just sort of sitting there lapping.
Right, good. I
It's-
don't want to deal with
It
it.
looks like he has hard liquor in his bowl. Like it is a
He's
dark
valid.
brown.
I like him.
Maybe
not-
he's just like spitting, chewing tobacco.
Buff as fuck.
on it.
Oh my
Ew.
God. One of the dogs is smoking. They have like a cigarette.
I have another question.
Mhm.
Any different colored bow ties by chance?
Nope.
All the same.
All the same uniform black.
I want to get up and leave and go to the fucking.
Get
I want to go to the.
up.
I want to go to the tower.
But we're on a tour.
We're having so much fun.
We're on a tour, bro.
Don't be a dick.
Just chill. That's fine.
I'm gonna get up and stand outside, and work on the boots.
Okay. Yeah, you guys see in the back, Cal kind of just like, fuck fun. I don't want to have anything nice.
That's not what I'm.
That's what
kind
you're
of
saying.
just.
I just got thrown out of the sky by a giant fucking bird. All right. I just want to get to a place where I can lay down and have a decent meal, not fucking a bowl of wine
Fuck
with
you.
a bunch of dogs. Okay.
Well, you have really high standards of what a
No, I
decent meal
don't.
is. It's not a bowl of wine.
Yeah, you
This
see
is a
Cal.
free bowl. That's free alcohol. Cal.
Cal just sort of
What a
gets
good
up,
bud.
looks a little bit disgruntled, and crawls back out the door at the other end of the bar.
I have 4 broken ribs. I have a black eye. I'm sitting in a corner of a dog bar. all right?
Definitely a concussion.
Yeah.
Like, I think.
Oh, hey, wait, does he need to be healed?
No, I'm at full HP. I just
You
have.
just has
Oh.
thing.
It just needs
long-term
time to recuperate.
ouchies.
He's just fucked up. Got it.
So we're just in this dog bar.
Yeah. You actually, after a couple seconds, or minutes, I guess, you guys are kind of drinking, and the Dalmatian reapproaches and does its best, like, facsimile of, like, a kind of bar lean, and it starts to do its best to recount, like, one of the bar tales, but, again, it's a dog, so it's just sort of like...
Can they talk to each other? Is that something I've noticed?
Yeah, they seem to bark at each other. They're clearly organized, like they're capable of communication, seeing as they built this whole village.
I'd like to pat his little head over the bar.
He seems very pleased.
Good.
Can I try? Can I see if there's any sort of magic thing going on here that's allowing them to be this intelligent?
Do you have detect magic or anything?
No,
like
I'm just
that?
thinking. Could I make an Arcana check?
Sure. I don't know if Arcana is more about like investigating magic, but
No.
yeah.
6.
No, dude. Man, you know dogs usually can't do this, but
Usually.
besides that, dude, it's a bit out of your field of expertise.
Okay, well, before I leave the bar and go to the tower, I would like to do a magic trick for these dogs. I think
Sure.
they would enjoy this. I'm gonna do the one where I have a coin, and I'm gonna just like have it disappear, and then do the ear thing, and then do like a little, just like cool sleight of hand stuff for these dogs.
They don't. You kind of gather this little crowd and start doing your little magic tricks. They don't totally seem to understand, but they are thrilled about the
That's
attention.
all that I want.
It's like a baby. They don't really have any depth of field.
Yeah.
So when something goes behind you, they're like,
Yeah, they don't really have object permanence. Like
Yeah.
once they
Yeah.
don't see the coin,
It's gone.
It's
It's
gone.
gone.
Never
Yeah.
existed.
Oh, they're the best. I had wine. It's okay. I'm gonna go outside to go to the tower with Cal.
Busto?
Hey, Busto, Dog Busto, are we going?
Wait, quick, Arthur. What's the name of the dog, Busto?
Yeah.
woofo.
Woofo. Okay.
Oh yeah, that was good. I'll give you that. I want to actually
That's
try to
drunk
cast
Busto.
Speak with
Yeah.
Animals,
Sure.
so I can actually talk to everyone instead of like mumble, basically. Do you want me to roll, or you don't really need to roll for Speak with Animals?
Do you have to roll for Speak with Animals?
No.
I thought it was just a yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
are
they
so-
Sure.
You guys are both grumpy.
So I'm gonna just kind of ask the bartender. So,
I know.
how's the business?
It seems kind of surprised to have you talking. He goes, oh, business is good. Oh, it's wonderful here. I love it. It's amazing. You can talk to me. That's weird. It's great here. I really love it. Business is amazing. Do you want more wine?
I want water.
Oh, we have water. I love water too.
too.
And it pulls out another bowl and just like slams it on the table, like knocking over the other bowls, and just pours you in a little bit more water.
I'm just like chugging like half of it, like licking up
Like
half
how a
of it.
dog
It
as
is the
does.
fast-
college like shot thing where
Yeah.
he bites the bottom of the bottle.
As a dog.
And then how are you here?
It's all thanks to human. Our human is the best human.
You have human?
Of course we do. What self-respecting dog doesn't? I love him so much. Oh my god, I love him so much.
What
He's the best human. You gotta meet him.
What's
He's the
his
best.
name?
Human. He's the human.
The human?
The human. Every dog's human is the human. Of course you know this. You're a dog.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, he's in the very tall building.
The tall
Oh
one?
my god, he's so smart. He made it. It's so much better than all our buildings. But
No, you're building good. This is amazing bar. You make bar?
I help make bar.
You great at
I-
making bar.
Some of we have dogs that are good with hammers and dogs that are good with nails and dogs that are good at holding everything and not touching anything. Wallace and And you see that one of the dogs in the back kind of goes, and he just says, "Hey, our human.
See,
Did I tell you about our human?
Yeah, you did. He's amazing.
He gave us.
Yeah.
And he kind of like puts up his chest. He goes, he gave us the bow ties that made us better at everything.
What do the bow ties do?
He says the bow ties they're just amazing. They show us that he loves us so much. And oh my god, did we tell you how much we love the human? He's the best human.
Can I try to do something? Can I try to cast detect magic?
Sure. I don't know. Do you need to roll for detect magic?
I
or
don't
anything?
believe so.
Delicious. Thanks for the fucking gallon of water, by the way, Adrian.
Never-ending supply.
Yeah. You have
So I would like to do detect magic.
absolutely. So you is it verbal or somatic?
Detect magic?
Yeah. It's gonna be a bit tricky with pause and
I've
not a normal and no vocal cords.
I have no idea, honestly.
I'd say you can get away with it as a dog. It takes a little bit longer. It's a bit tricky.
That's fair.
Can you spellcast while in wild shape? You can, right?
I don't think so.
So the only reason why is because it's verbal magic. It's a racial.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I was.
Yeah, so you cast detect magic and that kind of overlay over your vision just comes up and you see these little spots of light located on every bow tie around the room, as well as on you and Nick. You're just like, you two are both fairly magical, so there's just like a slight glow around you. Nick's not so much, but you definitely.
You're outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see on every dog there's a very specific and very identical just pinpoint of light. I think you can make
What
an
kind of
Arcana check to
magic?
try and figure out what kind of magic it is.
But
I think you just know.
Arcana, well,
Does it?
I think you can.
and you learn at School of Magic.
Oh, okay.
Yep, if any.
I think it would be. Wait, hang on, I gotta find it.
Divination. No.
No, it's enchantment
Okay.
with maybe a hint of transmutation.
Okay.
Confused
Transmutation's a bit weird, but I'll go with it. Okay. Also, it does say that it's a 30-foot radius. Do I see any pinpoints of magic outside the building? Because detect magic can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, inch of a common metal, and a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wooden dirt.
Okay, the building is around 30 feet, so you only get a little bit on the outside. You might still be able to see Cal, who's definitely magical. And I'd say you see like 1 or 2 little pinpoints popping in and out of your range of magic outside of the building.
It's a 30-minute, so 30-minute or 10-minute duration. Excuse me.
Yep.
So, I would simply like to ask, can I have a bow tie?
Oh.
The Dalmatian goes, we were not good enough at making bow ties. You'd have to talk to you could go talk to the human. He makes bow ties. You should go see him anyway, though. He is lovely. We love him so much, and he made so many good bow ties. Maybe he could make one for you, and then you could be smart like us and live here forever. And it would be amazing, and we love you too.
I don't want to kill this guy.
Yeah, okay. And I'm gonna, like...
My voice is a bit sinister. That this isn't supposed to be too sinister. It's happier.
Okay.
I realized that sounded very sinister.
It's slightly demonic, slightly like, oh, he's our high ruler and is enslaving us all.
Yeah.
Low key, it's fine, don't worry about it.
Nonsense.
Yep, 100%. We're always just suspicious of whatever you do, Trevor. It's fine.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna like shot the last bit of water. I'm gonna lick his
Dude,
face.
you splash a lot on your face.
Yeah. I'm gonna lick him
He
in the
comes
face.
out of it and it's just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to lick the Dalmatian on the face and go, oh, I love you too. I'm gonna go talk to the human.
He doesn't actually respond. He just kind of barks, like not a response bark, just like an excited bark.
Okay. And I can't talk to people wild shape.
No.
I'm gonna pull your leg.
What the fuck? Get off! What are you doing?
Ah! And I'm just gonna bark towards the door. Sorry for peeing the mic. just for reference.
If you could have just like gone out, I would have gotten the message. But okay, let's go.
I'm gonna kind of like head down because I'm sad now.
You know,
God,
tabletop audio is a really cool thing, but I don't have presets for Dogtown.
Okay. You know, that one, I think that one is not on tabletop audio.
I gotta get Dogtown, man.
Yeah, tabletop audio. Come on, what are you even doing?
No Dogtown.
What the hell?
Alright, so I guess we're going to the town.
Yeah. We come out and we collect you.
Yeah. As you guys head out, you start heading towards Cal, who's already walking off to the tower. When that little corgi kind of pops back out of the bar and sort of just runs up to you. He seems to have kind of forgotten that he was supposed to be leading, and at this point,
Aw.
he's just kind of following you guys.
Okay.
He does seem very excited about it, though.
I'm gonna give him a big kiss on the cheek.
He's thrilled. He kind of runs circles around you and kisses you back.
Good. So we get in good standing with animals, guys. Come on. Get on my fucking level. Do I see anything weird with Detect Magic while it's still on?
I'd say you don't see anything magical besides the dog's bow ties until you get up towards the tower. At which point, that tower is definitely magic. It's kind of a diffuse, just magic is around
What kind
it.
of magic?
What kind of magic? Same as the bow ties, basically. It's definitely a mix of different magics, though.
Okay.
Like,
It's magic's fun.
There really isn't a specific type of magic there.
Okay.
Alright, is there a front door?
Yep, there's this, it's actually an open, like the door isn't fully closed, it's just this sort of simple wooden door in the middle of all this marble that's just propped open. There's a couple of, like, rows of flowers around it, but that's about it.
I would like to, like, look at the other dog
Mm-hmm.
and.
It
just
seems
go,
very excited.
Yeah, good. Can we go inside?
Are you using Speak with Animals still?
Yes, still.
Says, of course, the human always likes to have other dogs and visitors, and oh, he's so nice.
I've heard he's nice.
We love him so much.
Very nice. And I'm just gonna kind of like lead the way and
Oh, okay,
go in
yeah.
the door.
I'll follow Busto.
Alright, me too.
Yeah. Beyond this open door
We just
lies.
left Orion in the cart.
He's fine.
He's missing out on Dog Village,
Yeah.
but
That's a good
Sucks to
point.
be
I
it.
never went to go get him.
yeah.
Shit.
Beyond the open door lies a spiraling library with these shelves upon shelves of books disappearing into the tower above. A tiered staircase curves along the outside, going all the way up to whatever is up at the top of the tower. But where the staircase starts, just a few paces from it, is this large wooden desk. And as you enter, an elderly man lounging on this big beanbag chair in the center of the room peeks up over the top of his books to see you. And as you come in, he goes, "Hello?"
I'm just gonna bark.
Hello?
He goes, "Oh, I don't recognize you. You're not one of my dogs."
No, he's one of ours.
And I'm gonna turn into Busto.
He seems very taken aback, and he kind of shuts his book and he goes, "A furbolg?
Hello.
I haven't seen one of you in a while. Nice to meet you." And he kind of helps himself up from the beanbag chair and puts out his hand to shake yours. You've learned this one by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
He goes, what brings you out to these parts? We're very far from anyone else."
We were looking for shelter on our way out to the harbor, into Chelachek, but we just saw the tower and we decided we stopped by. We had no idea what we were getting into, really.
Oh, he says, "Oh, of course, you can have a place to stay. My dogs have a."
What time is it right now?
It was getting into morning last time, so it's probably like 10 o'clock now.
Okay.
He says, "My dogs have an inn right outside, but
Of course they do.
if you're not comfortable."
So we spent the whole night coming here.
No, it was night when you were fighting the owl bear.
Okay. So it didn't take
and
long
it was
to get
also,
here.
It took a little
sort of
while. It took a couple hours. You traveled through the night to get here. You're a bit tired.
Well, to be honest, I don't think we want to spend the night. I think we must be going soon, but we were wondering if we could just have any sort of thing. I hurt myself a couple hours ago, and I just was wondering if I could have some help.
And he says, "Oh, well, what happened? Are you okay now?"
Yeah, I just fell into just a big hole in the middle of the woods. It was like a trap. I guess someone set up a leaf trap.
He says, "Ah, it's a shame. Making these woods dangerous. used to be a nice neighborhood around here.
Fuckers.
He says, of course, I have a few medical supplies in here if you need even just a place to rest for a bit.
Thank you so much.
And he says, I don't think we've introduced ourselves. My name is Gromit.
Gromit.
He says, Gromit Fowling. You guys are?
It's very nice to meet you. I'm Cal Whalun, and this is Nick. Notch.
Nice to meet you, Cal. Nick. And you, my good fellow.
Busto.
Busto.
Busto shuttle go.
Different every time you say it. He goes, you have a very non-verbal name. I'm sure it's an interesting story. I'd love to hear it sometime. Here, would you like to come upstairs? I have a bit of more human food, and I have a cot if you need to lie down for
Thank
a
you
bit.
very much.
Can I ask you 2 questions?
Of course.
First question is, how do you make these dogs?
He says, I'm a very powerful wizard, a self-proclaimed dogomancer, if you will. And he says, if you're interested, I can show you a little bit more about the bow ties up there. I have a few in my workshop right now.
I would like just to know, because I have a dog named Wolfie, and I'm gonna like.
I can see that. He says he seems to have made great friends with Pablo there. And,
Pablo, his name's fucking Pablo. I swear to God, bro. Corgi name. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Just give me a minute. The corgi's name is Pablo, Adrian. We need to get moving soon.
Don't even talk to me right now. I would like to know how you do this, and then I would also like to know if you have seen any bad things in the woods.
Of course. Let's talk as we head up, though. And he starts going up these stairs, and you follow him. By the way, he's very clearly an older human man. He has these very, like, almost black, deep brown eyes, and a huge, a long mane of silver hair. He's fully clean shaven, but he wears this set of, like, fine brown clothes, resembling, like, a noble, but from a few decades back.
I love that.
He doesn't wear a bow tie, though, weirdly enough. And he starts heading up this little iron staircase around the edge of the tower. And as he talks, he says, Buster, the bow ties are pretty simple. They're just a enchantment for intelligence and a little bit of long-term transmutation to keep the dogs okay in the head. And he says, he looks kind of back at you and he looks a little bit sad. He says, I had a few difficulties. This has been a long time coming, but you know, gotta break a few omelets gotta break a few. You know the saying. And he keeps going up the stairs. You see as you're passing these books, they're like all manner of magical tomes, like with these just crazy ornate like backings with gold trim and ornate like super over the top like titles like Deep Pursuits of the Elder Gods.
Oh my
and
God.
Dude, I swear, I feel like this guy is like low key one of the greatest wizards the world has ever seen. But his intelligence is just so high that he became manic. It's like fucking insane. So he just got tired of everything. It just went
Made
into the
dogs.
woods and just became a god for dogs.
Question. Why are you doing this?
At this point, you guys reach towards the top of the tower, and it kind of pops open this little trapdoor and climbs up into the room above. And you find this like pretty nice little lounge. There's a comfortable bed on one edge and a little like sort of haphazard kitchen. And Gromit kind of rushes over there and starts making something or other and gestures to the bed for you. Callan goes. He says, "Why not? You live a long time. You can either die in battle or retire." And
Yeah. Right, so make a dog society.
of course. He says, I wanted to do something nice with my magic.
That's true. Thank you, actually.
He says,
It is definitely a pleasant place.
"Oh, you're very welcome." And Busto, to answer your second question, I don't really leave the tower very often. I'm a bit of a shut-in. I have my books, I have my dogs. If there's stuff going on in the woods right now, I wouldn't have heard of it.
Would you happen to have had a dog who has seen something?
He says, they're dogs. I can't really talk to them. I see when they're upset, but they've been normal lately.
You no talk to dog?
He says, it's not really my field of magic.
And I'm gonna like flex on him. I just want to cast Speak with Animals again, and just simply say, you know he no talk to you. To the corgi.
Pablo kind of goes like, Master doesn't need to talk to us. He's so smart. He always knows what we want, and he loves us so much. He can always just... He's amazing.
And I would simply, like, tell to him, you know, your dog love you,
He says,
like, a lot.
He says, of course. I love my dogs. They're wonderful. He says, dogs are a wonderful thing. It's part of the reason I brought them with me when I came out here. It's just that dogs are... People are complicated. Dogs are simple. They only want one thing, and that is for everyone to be happy. All the time.
I wish I could fucking roll an insight check on that fucking dog, but I can't since I can't talk to it. Okay, with you, I feel like there's something sinister behind this. Is this guy being fucked? Is he creating an army of evil pups? Can I make an insight check? Damn it. I'm just like
War dogs dressed in like Roman armor.
and then bow ties.
Fucking
so
Lord
cute,
of the
though.
Rings over here.
I don't know. I feel like there's something so wrong with this.
You can roll insight
It's
check on
sitting
Grommet.
so badly. Yeah, I will.
Well, part of the problem is you have this sinister ass music playing in the background the whole time.
Can I also like to roll
Yeah, sure.
insight?
18.
What'd you roll?
27.
Shitting fucking dude. Holy shit. Dude, okay. Grommet seems sincere. He doesn't seem completely right in the head. He's pretty...
I could tell that.
Okay, yeah.
He's
Not
pretty
even
old,
that.
but besides being a bit eccentric, he doesn't seem evil in any sense of the word.
Okay. Sir.
This music's a little bit better.
A little bit.
I would then simply like to ask him, can you teach me your magic? I love nature. Nature is everything. And I'm gonna kind of like druid craft a flower just to punctuate
cool.
my point. Nature is everything. And I want to protect it.
Yep.
Microphone's not a camera,
Yep.
bud.
Because of this, I would like to know and learn from you.
And he says, I definitely have a few trades I could share with you. A lot of this magic is from truly a lifetimes of work, but if you have anything in particular, I'm sure we could... I'm sure you have some interesting stories and findings from the world around. I've been here a long time. I'd like to know what's going on.
This is the first many moon that I have not been in my woods. I lived fairly close to here. I have seen your tower from afar, but have not come much. I do not know the trades of the world, but... And then I'd kind of point over to Cal. Cal does know. Cal is informed. Not as smart as Busto, but informed.
What can you say?
Grommet kind of turns around from the kitchen. He's holding this big, just big pot, basically. And he goes, that would be lovely. I'd love to hear from you too, and I'd like to help you if I could. Soup? Anyone want soup?
Yes.
That sounds fantastic. Thank you.
He gets a little ladle and he serves you guys
Oh my
these.
God.
He doesn't really have bowls. He has like mugs or like tavern glasses or something, but he gives you these little cups of soup.
Where's Pablo?
Yeah, I want to ask Pablo a question.
Pablo's just kind of
I'm
scampering.
gonna take out a
around.
piece of jerky.
Oh my god.
Gonna wave it over Pablo's nose.
Grandma goes. He can shake hands if you ask him. He knows a couple tricks.
Do a backflip.
Barrel rolls.
Sorry.
No, I'm just trying to feed the dog, you know.
Yeah. Pablo's dude. He is thrilled about the jerky. He grabs it.
That's so
He just
cute.
like inhales the
I was
jerky.
trying to make sure that I was like, what kind of jerky was that? Because I kind of forgot it was an owlbear. I was like, please don't be a dog. Please don't be a dog.
That would be fucked up. That would be a mean thing to do to this very nice dog.
I would like you to ask Pablo for a dog biscuit.
Or a dog biscuit.
I want a dog biscuit.
Sure.
I want a dog biscuit right now.
So yeah, what do you say to him? Just like,
You have dog food I can have?
Pablo goes, I love dog food. That would be awesome.
I like dog food too.
Really? Me too. I love dog food.
Can you get some for me?
I says, oh, I don't have any, but if you have some.
Buster would look in his bag, would not find dog food.
Damn.
Pablo is still kind of excited. He's just sort of like hopping up and down looking at you. He goes, dog food?
I want dog food.
So do I.
This is so cute.
You have dog food?
No.
I'm just gonna remember that this is not supposed to be sinister.
I don't
Travis is
have
trying to do
dog
something
food.
nice.
I checked.
He says, oh,
Cal,
Yes.
you have dog food?
Cal have dog food?
Yeah, sure. I have jerky. That's about all I have. Would you like some jerky, Buster?
Is jerky dog food?
It's dog food enough. Oh fuck. Wait, he's talking and fuck.
Yeah.
He's barking. Wait, could I have talked to him? Oh, he's not the
He's
dog.
not a
I'm
dog.
not the
He's just
dog.
talking.
I just have to
He's
speak
basically
to-
just saying things, and the dog is just going.
I love Pikachu just to fuck with people. Is jerky dog food?
Yes. More jerky.
Well, I'll give it both. I have to
Can-
feed it to Buster.
Can I roll insight to see what the jerky is?
Sure.
Because I don't know what the fuck jerky is.
Well, okay, wait. Hang on. I
To
should
see
have said
what
this first.
kind?
Are you rolling insight on the jerky? What did you roll first?
I rolled an 8 plus 8, 16.
You're not sure, but this jerky might be up to something.
Okay.
It is definitely like it has bigger plans than you guys.
Fuck. Ah, dude, screw this jerky. Fuck this jerky. I'm out. I'm not eating it. I'll give Pablo my share.
All right, so Pablo gets.
Dude,
2 more
Pablo's
pieces of
thrilled.
jerky.
That's
He
so
doesn't care.
Cute little dog.
Adrian is so
you hit
sad.
me in the soft spot. Corgis are like one of my favorite
was-
dogs.
Corgis are everybody's favorite dogs. Corgis are awesome.
That's true.
My
They're
German
so-
Shepherds are my favorite.
Yeah, well, no one cares.
Jesus.
I have a question.
Yes.
How good is this guy's soup?
Oh, it's pretty good.
Nice.
It's like a potato and carrot soup and
That's
not
good.
much else, but it's warm and it's pretty good.
What's his name? Garrett.
Gromit.
Gromit.
Gromit, do you have any like gauze or any type of wrapping that I could put around my chest?
He says, let me see. And he starts kind of shuffling around, opening cabinets and stuff. You see a lot of stuff falls out. More books, some kind of expensive looking like alchemy equipment that just falls and breaks. And he's like, oh. And he just keeps going. And finally he gets to a cabinet and he pulls out, he's got like some, just like loot, like gauze, but it's not in a roll. It's like just a ball of gauze and like this little like bag of herbs. And he kind of takes the herbs and crusts them up, runs them through the water, and
Can I try
puts
to-
them on one side of the gauze and hands it to you. But
Thank
just
you.
a little strip from the ball.
I'm just gonna wrap it all the way around and try to put pressure on my ribs on both sides so I can It's like a corset. Oh,
Can I-
by the way, Cal takes his shirt off, and he's looking fucking ripped.
Thanks for noting that. 'cause
Very
we really had
physically
to hear
fit.
that.
Maybe not mentally fit because. Did you just put gauze on a broken rib?
No, I'm just doing it. I was doing it to put pressure on.
Okay.
But like,
That's fair.
I didn't want him to put herbs on it, but then he just put herbs on. I bet you I have a couple cuts around there. It's okay.
That's fair.
Fair enough. So, you don't see anything weird?
He says, not from my tower.
No.
It doesn't really have windows, as you can see.
Okay. Huh.
He goes, Nick, you finished that soup very quickly. Do you want some more, dear?
Uh-huh.
And he brings you another ladle full and refills your cup.
Thanks.
I'll have a bowl. Thank you. I won't let him serve me though. I'll go get it myself.
Okay.
I don't want him to serve me.
Fuck you, Mom. How can you
No,
do
I
this?
mean, it was a kind thing. It was manners. I'm not getting him to serve
No,
me.
I know,
It's
I
his
know.
house.
It's good soup. You had he gave you a bowl at the beginning. But.
Oh, okay. I filled it up again then.
I'm
Yeah.
not having another. I'm not having any soup. Or a
Okay.
turkey. I would like just to take a short rest.
Sure,
If
you
that's
guys
what we're
can
doing.
hang out up here for a bit. How long are you guys gonna stay?
I think we should leave as soon as possible. Get on the road. What?
We did leave.
I'm sorry
we
about
did,
the dog town, okay?
We did leave
I wa-
Orion in the car.
Yes,
we,
we
should
need
go
to get back
Orion.
to our friend.
I'm gonna ask him. You very powerful wizard.
He puts his hands out and does some little prestidigitation and flashes like a couple lights, a little bolt of sparks, and goes,
No.
I definitely was. Maybe I'm a bit rusty, but I'm mostly just enchantments now. I'm quite a good artificer though.
I'd like your contact information. You have a cell phone, maybe? Magical portal. Just give me your extension.
Yeah, dude, it's great. He just pulls a fucking iPhone out
Oh
of his
fuck,
pocket.
bro.
There's no satellites or anything, so it doesn't
Right,
work.
yeah.
But like,
I mean, it's an iPhone though, so. No, I'd simply like to ask you. You are a good person. You have. Way to talk when no talk. Close.
he says, "Oh, I might be able to make something. It would take a little while. I do like you, but we'd have to work out a price for such an artifact."
Tell you what, if when we come back through, we'll stop by and say hi once again, okay?
That would be lovely. Are you heading? Where are you heading to? You mentioned telecheck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell us.
we're just heading out to Telecheck, doing
Nice.
some trading business, and then coming back.
He says, "You're heading."
That's not right.
What?
We're going.
I'm just gonna bust him in the leg.
I don't fucking understand that. We are going to save the
Covering. Wait, hold on. Wait a second.
Trying to
Inflict wounds.
No.
Shit.
You know how funny this whole thing would be if we replaced every time he said inflict wounds with bite? Like, Adrian solves his problems by biting people.
All right, yeah. Continue your sentence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sentence?
We are going to the temple.
Before, right when he says it, all the windows and doors and everything just fucking clatter so
So-
that no one can hear him.
Like, I'd say some of the cabinets pop up. There aren't any windows. The only, like, door in and out is this trap door. So I like the idea that nothing is happening except one trap door is just going dong, 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 dong.
It's covering up what he's saying, though.
Is it?
I mean, it's loud.
I'm talking louder, dude.
I don't know how long he can slam them open and closed
For a
for.
full minute, I think, right? Is it thaumaturgy a minute?
Yeah, you sit in awkward silence for a minute while Cal very visibly just like
He's just like,
slamming this door open and closed over
I
and
did-
over again.
Fuck off, Busto.
you didn't fucking tell me, bro. We are going
He's a cool old man.
to
it's fine.
save everyone.
Norma goes, oh my, that's quite a
quite a quest,
lofty
right?
goal. He says, you wouldn't happen to be heading down by the Prophet's Spire at some point, would you?
We'll be going past it.
Yeah.
But
We might, yeah.
He says, maybe we could work out a deal a bit easier than I thought. I don't know if you know about it, but the Prophet Spire for a long time anyways was a bit of a hub of activity, and I used to actually work down there when there was a town to work in. If you'd be willing to run a quick errand for me, I'd make you some stones of communication, maybe even something else that you want. Plus, you might be able to make off with a few particularly powerful artifacts just through the job itself.
Yes, boys.
yeah, that sounds fantastic.
We love
That was
running
Arthur talking. I
errands.
just want to clarify.
Buster goes, that means yes,
Yeah.
boys.
Like,
The first intelligent thing he says is, that means yes, boys.
And he goes, okay. I had a partner a few years back. Well, maybe. Wow, and he actually sort of stops and kind of like looks at his nose and he says,
27 years.
he says, a lot of years back actually. He went by the name of Cameron Penrose. He was a similarly specialized mage such as myself. But at one point we were working on a project together. We were trying to extend the lives of common houseplants, and we had we had a proposed idea. It was this vine. It was called the Calder vine, and it's from way north of here, up near Bafanava, but it has an atrociously long lifespan. Now, I wouldn't want to send you guys all the way north over the mountains just to get it, but there should still be a few samples down in his old workshop. It's just a few miles north of the Prophet's Spire, if you want to go find it. And take your time. If you just want to deliver the vines to me on your way back, that would be completely fine.
Just asking. We're not going to be attacked or anything, right? He's not a particularly violent person. I mean, we don't need to know the whole backstory if it's personal, but...
He says, we had a bit of a falling out, and he set up his workshop specifically so I wouldn't be able to get back in.
that's a pretty big
What a
falling out.
dick.
He says he says he abandoned it too. It's a long story. A lot of stuff went down. It's mostly unusable now. I wouldn't go as far as to call it safe. I actually wouldn't go as far as to call it remotely safe. It's actually actively hostile, but if you're off to save everyone, I'm sure it wouldn't be such a errand.
I guess that's a good point. Well, we'll
What-
definitely stop by and see what we can do.
What types of things would he have?
Honestly, I don't really know. I got the message not to come back. I've stayed away myself, and you can't exactly send dogs to go loot in Wizard's Workshop.
What magic was he good at?
He says he was obsessed with this idea of, I don't know, it was a bit of a bygone idea. They don't use it so much anymore. It was this idea of something called a black room. It's a closed off space where you can change temporal acceleration in order to make a couple minutes inside pass like seconds outside. So it was a proposed idea for a form of immortality where the worker could just go in and work as long as he wanted with little to no time passing outside. The people say that the gods used to grant this to their most worthy subjects, and it was an idea of ours. We hoped to bring an ancient treasure into the modern world.
Would I know of myths that say that?
Myths of the Black Rooms? Maybe vaguely. They're an old thing. They're like a weird old legend.
That's a really good point. You could take something from like your time, go in there for like a couple hours, come out thousands of years later, and be like, hey, I had this special thing from thousands of years ago. I'll sell it for 10 billion gold, please. That's fucking cool.
It was generally used to help the most loyal subjects and warriors prepare. Like, if a warrior was not ready, like his army was doomed to fail, but he was particularly pious in his will, his god could grant to him extra years to train while the enemy just walked across a field. Like,
That's fucking cool.
That's cool. That makes more sense. Okay,
That's
I
cool
was thinking it
shit.
the other way around. I thought it went faster outside than inside.
No.
it can go either way.
That's cool.
There were tales of them preserving particularly holy folk for a time when they'd be more needed. So like they'd just go have like a day in a spa basically, and then come out 100 years later when the city is in shambles and they really do need a priest.
That's fucking cool. Okay, that's awesome.
Were you successful?
With the Caldervine, no, not exactly, but we were trying to make something a lot more complicated. I think I could just use it to extend the lifespan of my pets here. I'd hope, anyway.
But do you know if he made a black room?
Says, Cameron was a bit of a dreamer. I'd honestly always thought his goals were a bit excessively lofty. I haven't talked to him in 50 odd years. I honestly don't know. I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. We were never even close. Hence the Caldervine. We were trying to find another way to extend time.
Last question.
Of course.
Did he have, I don't know, elementals or anything absurdly weird that might be able to protect it for the end of time? Just out of curiosity.
Hypothetical question, but did he have this extremely specific thing?
But not just elementals, basically anything that would protect the tomb.
He says, I doubt it. He
He had no, what
He-
you would say is your dogs?
no,
He had,
he
like,
honestly,
cats, maybe?
he honestly didn't set it up to really defend itself. It was mostly just there to piss me off.
Okay.
He says, if to make it more worth your trouble, I do know he had a particularly powerful wand that he left behind. He says, if you find it, it's yours for the taking. I have no need of it. So just to sort of to better pad the deal.
So, just to clarify, you want us to break into your ex's workshop and take these vines and bring them back whenever we come back.
He says, exactly. That would be lovely.
Cal, this is the first time that anyone other than you has asked me to steal something for them. And I'm honestly so touched.
Alright, well, we better get to it. Thank you so much for everything. We'll see you soon. I mean, I hope at least most of us do.
Sinister. You calling me sinister? Yeah.
But
I do
Cal
two
is
things.
depresso.
Yeah.
I
I was
would
having
like,
a bad week.
A bad couple
Every
of
week, yeah.
years.
Of
Bad life.
bad life so far. Can I roll Druidcraft to see what the weather's gonna be like for the next 12 24
course.
hours? I
Yeah.
don't need to roll.
it's just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put out a hand kind of up like this. By the way, if you set down the flower, I'd say Pablo definitely tried to eat it.
Oh.
Fucking hell, Pablo.
It's poisonous, he dies.
no, but you kind of hold up, and it's sort of this like fast forward of weather above your palm, and you see a few hours of sun, and then just heavy rain.
Okay.
We need to keep
Question.
moving.
I love the rain.
Should I get one of those bow ties for Wolfie? Can I?
You could ask him.
Can I have a bow tie?
He says, I definitely think you could. You'd have to give me a little bit of time. These bow ties, they specifically tailor to dogs here. They work on a sort of ambient mana well in the area, which is why I set up the tower here. I'm sure I could modify one that doesn't have the compulsion to stay and avoidance of danger and that kind of thing. I can give it to you when you come back, if that would be more helpful. He kind of puts out a hand, just puts it on your shoulder, and says,
And I want a stone so I can talk to someone. I have a really important friend I need to stay in touch with.
he says, of course, I'd love to help you. Who's the friend, if you don't mind me asking?
You may know him. He's very great. His name is Poggett.
You mean the legendary museum?
Yes.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Damn.
He goes, oh,
You know, the one that
Of
tried to
course,
eat our friend.
he says,
Delicious.
he says, honestly, I need a bit of a project. Of course. For you, Busto.
Thank
Just
you.
don't forget the vine and try not to kill it. They're,
Oh. How do we take the vine?
he says, it hasn't been watered in 40 odd years, so it should be getting close to starting to die. Absurdly long lifespan. It's the whole reason we were studying it. Some people think the vine is actually magically slowed. I just think it's a pretty tough vine. You shouldn't have to worry too much about hurting it. Just I
Water
don't know,
it once?
give it water once ever, and it should be pretty much fine. Don't break the planter it's in. The vine can spread pretty rapidly, and if the planters that they're in break, it could
Become an invasive
yeah,
species.
exactly.
How? Okay, hold on. Because I can already figure out a way to weaponize this. How many are there? Would he know?
Oh yeah, we had dozens of samples. I'd honestly be amazed if more than 5 or so have survived this long. Enough that you shouldn't have too much trouble. I only need 1 or maybe 2.
We'll get as many as we can.
Those are grenades, dude.
Yeah.
They don't like explode. They're just stupid hard to kill. So
Yeah.
like if they start growing and you leave
Well,
it somewhere,
if you don't like someone's fucking in their tavern and
Yeah.
they had shitty service, you're like, fuck you.
if you plant
thanks.
it is probably going to be there forever.
Okay.
Like you have to raise the earth and burn the ground to get rid of the damn thing.
So we're definitely taking those, dude. Just in case.
We'll say we only got 2, but actually.
Got like 8.
Yeah.
Just start throwing them in taverns. Just like, nade out.
Yoink.
All the taverns that kick me out.
Yeah.
I like this image of like the bartender's rude to you and you just go, oh yeah? You pull out a plant and just
A
go,
plant.
fuck you!
Yeah.
It's like right in the face.
It's like, that doesn't do anything, and then it starts to grow. It's like, shit.
And then it's just like, wait 1 to 5 years and try to kill it right now.
Alright.
Do we want a long rest or?
I think we should just do it in the cart.
I can't long rest though.
Yes, you can.
But I can't.
Sleep.
Navigator. Whoever navigates can't get a long rest.
I'm the navigator.
Okay, then you can't get a long rest.
Do either?
I am the navigator.
Do either?
I have one with the map.
I have the highest survival.
That doesn't mean you're the navigator though.
But isn't navigation survival check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, but I'm the map, so I can do other things like, hey, we're going fucking north and shit.
Just
Okay.
tell me. But whatever, it's fine.
It makes most sense for my character to be the navigator.
Okay.
This is the woods he lives in. It makes sense for either of you.
Fuck you. Go get a long rest then. Why are we fighting about this? Fuck you.
Okay. Well, okay.
So are you guys heading out or staying in the tower?
Should we take a
Heading
short
out.
rest in here?
I think we should just go to the cart. We need to move as much as we can. We need to, dude. Do you see how far we are from where we started? And it's been 3 episodes. We gotta keep moving.
Okay. Okay. Point
You
taken.
still have a ways to go.
Yeah. We're not even. We're like 1/4 of the way to Telecheck.
You're
Point
a little
taken.
bit closer to Telecheck.
No, bro. No.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
No.
You're like a third of the way there.
Yeah.
At best.
All right.
Okay.
Let us get moving. I'm gonna
Yeah, he's right.
lettuce. Romaine.
I
Don't,
really no. I
don't
really
eat
like the
romaine lettuce.
mixing of fantasy and regular things. Like it's not. Let us depart. It's let us get moving.
Dude, Cal is not charismatic, but he's smart. So he has a good vocabulary. He just doesn't use
Doesn't
it.
use it, yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna fucking go down that trapdoor and wave to Graham. Gronathan. I was gonna say Gronathan. Alright, yeah.
I'd like to give him a hug.
Oh yeah, he seems kind of excited by getting a hug from a furbolg. Yeah, he gives you a hug back. Pablo kind of tries to get in on it.
I'm
so-
giving Pablo a kiss. Dude, like you have no idea, dude. These are my people. Poggith, and Gromit. Like I'm gonna make a best friends list, and it's
And they're number 1
Yeah,
and 2.
they're-
The
yeah.
new claymation TV show, Fog of the
Bogger the
Grommet.
Grommet.
okay.
Oh fuck! I did name one of the dogs Wallace.
Wallace, yeah, you did.
Oh my
Oops.
God, you did!
That was not on
shit.
purpose. I
was
promise.
thinking about that. I was like, did he do that?
Oh, that's
No, that was an accident.
Alright. I'm just gonna go back
You're
to the
gonna
cart.
go, yeah.
Are you coming? Is everyone coming?
I just have one question for you, sir, before I head out.
Of course.
You're like good at magic, right? Do you like know a lot about it?
I've studied my life, my whole life.
So I've never done magic ever, and then I could do it, like a couple weeks ago.
He says,
Wait, would I know that?
Insight.
Wait, would I know that?
I did it once in your fight, man.
That's true.
he says, have you started to study magic? Are you just an apprentice, or is this more of an
No.
unexpected type of thing?
Yeah, totally unexpected.
He says, I don't know your racial background, but plenty of peoples of this world have a few innate magical abilities. Your friend there, for example, tieflings usually have a few fire-based abilities and just a general resistance. That resistance of theirs towards fire is magical in nature, and it isn't particularly voluntary. You could have something similar. If you know your family at all, you might be able to trace your lineage back to a witch or a magical creature or something.
Cool. Okay. Well, this isn't. Okay. I should go. Yeah.
He goes, is it harmful, particularly?
It's this. And I cast darkness.
He's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, so the whole thing goes dark for a second. You kind of hear, you don't, I mean, obviously you don't see him, but you can kind of hear him just take a step back, and he goes, yes, you're clearly capable. And then you hear him kind of like clap his hands for a second, and the darkness just,
Clap on. Clap on.
You just got wrecked. I just want to say.
yeah, I mean, he can cast the spell magic at a pretty high
Yeah.
level, so
He's got a clapper.
the darkness goes away, and he goes,
He doesn't.
as long as it's not becoming a detriment, like in involuntary magic or just wild magics of some sort, I'd pursue this. A lot of people can unlock innate magical ability. That's how a lot of sorcerers come around, anyways. I'd just pursue it, honestly.
Do you know why?
He says, darkness is a fairly common cantrip. You could have roots in one of the races around the north, or I know some giants have darkness, but so do some types of deep spider and mind flayers. I severely doubt you're any of those. He says, it's not exactly my area of expertise. Unless you have some family tie that you know about, you're probably just lucky, is the best I can say.
Okay, well, that's not a surprise. I've known that for a long time. Thanks. I'll head out. I've embarrassed myself.
He goes, wait, Nick. If you have some sort of magical ability, you always have a connection of some kind. I don't know if you've ever wondered why spells are so universal. It's because they're drawing on a singular discipline. Try not to think of it as a bad thing. It's a gift. There are plenty of people just like you. Don't be afraid.
Okay. I like your dogs very much.
He says, thank you. Good luck on your travels. I sincerely hope to see you all again soon. And that is where we're going to pick up again after the break. We can take a quick 10 minutes. We'll be right back. Hold on. Enjoy the break. Enjoy the highlight video. We're going to keep this going for a little while.
It's nice. It's a good video to have.
It's a fun video.
It's
We'll be back in 10 minutes. Hold your butts. We'll be right back.
See you in 10 minutes.
See you in 10 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. We had a great break. Did you? We ask that every week.
Yes.
We always know you had a great break because we always have a great break.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Correlation.
Of course.
Correlation doesn't prove causation.
Shut up.
Okay.
Shut up.
Mistaken.
Shut up. Buster, shut up.
Trevor.
Yeah.
Mine's bigger than yours.
No, mine's bigger.
No, bro. I'll pull it out now.
I'll pull it out too.
Alright, it's happening.
Dude.
Cheers.
Fucking big.
Cheers.
Cheers.
He's so dumb.
Got him. Welcome back to the show, everyone.
Oh, fucking skits, bro. Completely forgot that was happening. And I just got so confused.
Dude, just roll with it.
You were just like terrified. You were like,
Anyway, shockingly enough, pretty much the same thing is happening in the D&D universe, except Cal actually whipped his dick out.
Yes.
Don't ever do
Dude.
that again.
Dude, nah, Cal. Adrian.
Hold on, guys.
Adrian.
Trevor, gotta ask to retaliate.
It's a little more like,
Fucking roasted, bro.
what is it? This?
Roasted.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Alright.
Um,
Back in the D&D universe.
back in the D&D universe.
Penises. Yes.
Penises.
Funny jokes.
Long limp clap.
yeah. As you do.
Okay. Anyway.
Oh my god.
God damn it. This is the worst.
We love yes.
We
Let's
love-
go.
We love
The
screw
worst.
around, boys. Sorry, bro.
Good.
Episode
Sorry,
12.
Episode 12, boys.
So you guys have made it back to the cart by now. Pablo followed you as far as the little toll booth, and then just sort of stood up on the counter barking as you walked away. But you made it back to the cart. First thing you notice, Orion is not there anymore.
Is his stuff there?
Gone. Orion and everything he had with him has vanished from the inside of this cart.
Can I look around and see if there's any
Sure. Making an investigation check for me.
prints or something? God, why? My rolls today are trash. 7.
Yeah, dude, you can't really find anything. It's almost like he just gone.
Can I attempt to roll an insight check to try to see where he may have gone?
Sure.
It's kind of obvious.
That is no bueno. 15.
15.
Oh.
Well, you do know he has been talking about going to one
Fucking
specific
swamp.
location.
And it's
for-
Fucking
right
swamp.
across the river. It's like a
Yeah.
day's worth of travel.
Fucking
ass.
swamp.
You can assume,
Yeah,
basically.
I figured.
So, there was something important I needed to do. but I
I-
don't know what it was.
I think Orion is going to his swamp.
Yeah, that sounds quite logical. I bet you he would do that. God, you leave and then he leaves. What the Well, looks like we just need to keep on going without him. He knows our destination. He knows we're going to Telecheck.
Mhm.
So we might as well meet him on the way, or maybe he's left us forever. I know he was talking about it. It's It's all right. It's all right. Let's just keep moving. That's what we need to do. We need to get there soon. We're 3 days into our mission and we're not very far. This is the third day, right?
Yeah.
This is the third day.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Everyone hop in.
Yeah. So you guys load back up into the caravan. What are the roles? What are you guys doing right now?
I'll be the navigator.
I would
He's
like
taking a long rest.
Yeah, I would like to take a
And
long rest.
she's in the front with me.
Yeah.
All right. Can you make a survival check for me? No. You're having a rough night, bud.
11.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's hard to get lost with the river by your side.
All I want to
but-
say is I would have gotten a 27. Anyway,
All I want to
continue.
say is my rolls are shit today. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm letting you get a long rest, alright? Fuck
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, because you're pretty sure you're still on the right path. You're just not sure how far you've gone so
Okay,
far.
That's fine.
But you set out uneventfully. Are you guys just resting?
Do my best
sorry.
time.
Are you guys just resting, or are you doing anything? What? You making fun of your dice? Doesn't deserve it. Okay, that's a little nicer. Nick and Busto.
I actually want to talk to Cal, but yeah, go.
I just want to like look around. Because I assume I would like kind of get to the part where I start recognizing some areas.
Sure.
You said there was like a thunderstorm coming on? What?
Yes,
Rain,
there's heavy
heavy
rain
rain.
coming.
Heavy rain?
Yeah.
And I'm looking for a particular path
Sure.
that Trevor knows.
I know the one you're talking about.
That's it.
You, Busto, you're getting towards the part of the woods you recognize, but you're still a ways off from where you went last time. You do, just sort of paying attention, you hear distant thunder, and you can see out on the horizon there is this big, just thunderhead rolling in towards you guys. But besides that, it's a pretty uneventful day. You're getting out to a very deep part of the woods. It's like the trees are getting heavier and heavier around you, shading the path further and further as you descend into the Arborholm Woods. But Cal and Nick, I think you wanted to talk?
Yeah. Hey Cal.
Yeah.
You know how you're super smart about like knowing stuff and maps and stuff?
I guess you could say that.
Do you know anything about Atoma Valley where you picked me up?
Trevor,
Sorry.
do I know anything about the Atoma Valley?
Depends on the information. You have a vague knowledge of it. You spent a good amount of time there serving in the NPF, but...
That's where a lot of goblins were, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I know a few things. That's where I got my trident. Other than that, though, we were just stationed down there for a bit. We moved around quite a bit. Yeah, that's it.
Like, I don't know,
There were some good people,
are there
country
any
folk.
other halflings there?
Oof, that's a good question. Were there any other halflings?
No significant population you knew of.
But there were many farmers, right?
Some distant... There were at one point. Like, when
Okay.
you went to find Nick, the goblin village she was living in was an old abandoned farmstead. A kind of... it was a mix of a farmstead and a mine up in the Atoma mountains. There are a couple farmers down in the actual valley, but the land really isn't that good for growth.
The only thing I know about the Atoma Valley is how we were stationed there, and how I got my trident, and that's about it.
Cool. Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway.
Don't shrug it off like that. I mean, I'm sure one day we'll find your family, okay?
You know, I probably don't even have one, so it's fine.
That doesn't matter right now. No, I mean, I guess I'm not one to say, but we are your family now, and that's all that should matter. That's We'll find who they are, but right now, in this moment, we are here for you.
Yeah, okay. Cool, thanks.
Ooh.
You sit in a kind of subdued silence for the next couple of hours, but around midday, a heavy rain begins pouring down, starting to soak the caravan and your group straight to the bone. It's a cold rain and it's thick. It's not forgiving. It's no spring shower. After a few minutes of this, though, Cal does spot a small cave off the side of the road that you could camp in, but you've only been traveling for around half the day.
I'm gonna check back and see if Busto is it soaking through the canvas?
It's starting to seep into the sides, and you guys out on front are definitely soaked.
Doesn't hinder us at all, does it?
You'll start taking points of exhaustion if you travel in the rain.
Hobbit this shit, man.
Yeah.
Hobbit it. Just, we'll find magical swords in there. Just, let's go in there, bro.
Hey, even if we don't stop, like,
I'm gonna keep moving.
yeah, even if we don't stop forever, can we stop for like 5 minutes so I can make some mud?
That sounds good.
Yes.
Alright, we'll stop in the cave.
Okay.
Starts flipping through shit. Gets characters out. It's like, oh, I've got to get in the
There
car.
are 20 bandits. They are killing you.
Oh, sorry,
You
I've
are
just-
dead.
I've just rearranged my whole folder, so I'm kind of trying to get used to the setup. Oops. No, it's not a particularly deep cave. It's just this little shallow outcropping in the side of an otherwise nondescript hill. But you guys could definitely take shelter there. It's out of the rain, for sure.
Oh, so it's not like a deep cave.
Not particularly.
It's still a fun little cave that we could go in.
I think we should keep moving. I don't know. I think we should carry on.
Would I hear this at all, or I don't think I would.
You'd have noticed the rain. It would, if you were asleep, it definitely woke you up.
Okay. I don't know if I would really be caring enough to pay attention to you guys, so I'll let you sort it out. Just go on with whatever you say.
Well, I'm going to make some mud, so will you just wait for like 5 minutes, please?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We'll wait in the cave for 5 minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna just make some mud and squish around in the mud.
Yeah, it's good mud.
Good.
It's excellent mud, actually.
Good.
I assume I would have taken the long rest by now.
Yeah, you would have had a long rest. Maybe Nick would have,
I don't
if
need
you weren't
one.
doing anything else.
Okay.
Cal wouldn't have. Yeah, so you're taking shelter in this cave here?
For like 5 minutes though. We're not spending the night,
Okay.
which sucks.
Are you just are you camping until the rain goes away?
No,
I-
we're gonna keep.
I want to
moving.
grab, like, kind of from the underbrush,
Mhm.
just like a branch that isn't wet yet.
Bit tricky to find, but
Okay.
I'd say you can root around a bit.
Okay. And just kind of walking into the cave and casting Druidcraft on it to catch it on fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
You make a fairly passable torch. It's not it doesn't have anything on top to burn as fuel, so the stick's gonna go away pretty quick, but
Yeah.
it's definitely nice.
Is it anything in the cave? Anything?
Oh no, the cave it looks like there might have been someone else's campsite here at one point. There's pretty clearly the like an old little fire pit and some scattered like ash and charcoal, but it's literally just like a hole in the side of a hill.
Okay.
Okay.
You can roll investigation if you want to look around.
Can I just make a perception check to see if anything, is it a smooth cave wall? If there's any like alcoves or anything, no?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's not as bad. I've been rolling really bad. 16.
16. You find there's this little spot. There's kind of a tree that's grown into it where the roots of this tree have kind of made what looks almost like a little, maybe a slightly larger version of like a raccoon's den. There's like this little spot where the wall kind of caves in a little further. There's
it
currently
look like
like
it's-
dirt over it, but
Is it inhabited?
you can't see into it. It's pretty dark.
I could go in there.
Nick
Wait,
could,
how big is it?
Nick could barely fit through it if she tried.
I don't know. But if you want to explore a little bit, we're here for a couple more minutes.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna come out of the rain and go into the little den.
Okay. Yeah. You kind of have to. There's like a little packed bit of dirt, but as you go to like push it, you kind of kick it aside, and it just tumbles deeper into this little pit. You as you start to descend into it, you find it isn't really a straight shot. It kind of curves down
Nice.
like this, and you make it maybe 10 or 15 feet through this cramped dirt passage before you pretty abruptly just drop into a slightly larger opening underneath it. Do you have dark vision?
Yeah.
By the way?
Wait, maybe. I
I
will.
don't
'Cause
think
it is-
halflings do.
It is very dark. in
No,
there.
I do not.
Yeah, so you can't really see anything, but there's this like,
Did I hear her fall?
not unless she yelled. She didn't really fall. She just sort of slipped in this little. It's
Please not be
You
a
can't-
fucking like den of a giant snake. Please.
Yeah, no, Nick, you can't really see anything, hear anything besides the rain outside, but there is this very claustrophobic feel to the little cave you found yourself in.
What does it smell like?
What does it smell
Because
like?
if it's a snake, smell fucking gross. I will
Really
know
a
if it's a
snake?
snake.
It smells.
Snakes have a bad smell.
It smells
Yeah, they do.
dusty, and there's a slight tint of like spoiled meat.
Hey guys,
Fuck outta there,
it smells
bro.
like Orion down here.
Roasted.
Dusty and spoiled meat. I'm going to put my hand into the hole and cast my spiritual weapon.
How
Down.
big is your spiritual weapon, by the way?
It's pretty big. I mean, look at the mini. It doesn't have a specific size, but
Yeah, I'd say you can fit it if you were trying to make light or something.
I'm trying to light it up and maybe protect her.
Okay.
What's down there?
Yeah, you light up. It's actually a bit larger of a room than you initially realized. It's a good 12 feet by 12 feet across, and actually a bit taller. Like it's maybe 20 feet tall, above the passage where you came down. Kind of, almost like the hill is a little bit hollow itself. It's pretty nondescript. There are a couple like scattered like bird parts or rat parts lying around on the ground, just like a few like scattered little bones or whatever. But hanging from the ceiling is this little bundle of what look like eggs suspended from the ceiling above you.
Dead.
Huh. Okay. Not feeling great about this. Are they like bird eggs, snake eggs, tadpole? Like what's the?
They look more like insect eggs. It's like that tightly knit bundle of smaller eggs.
Don't tell me it's a carrion
Huh.
crawler.
Okay. I'm going. I'm climbing back out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll dex or anything. What?
I'm whispering. Don't tell me it's a carrion crawler.
It's not a carrion crawler.
Okay.
No, Nick, I'm not gonna make you roll dex. You kind of scale back up the wall, and I guess you disband the
Yeah,
spiritual
I'll-
weapon as she climbs. But like 7 feet from the entrance, I'm gonna need you to make a dexterity check for me, or a dexterity saving throw. Actually,
Is it because she's slipping?
it's a good question, Cal. It's a great question.
I don't disband it yet. Then when she comes out, I'll disband it.
Literally.
That's a bit late for that.
What? Oh, I thought she was out. You.
Wait.
You never
yeah,
She was like,
wait.
okay,
Crawling.
fine. She's like right at the
7
entrance.
feet, right? 7 feet from the
Yeah.
thing.
But think about her first, though. So when she gets out, then I'd remember. Oh shit!
Yeah.
I should probably get
You're
rid of
so
that.
sweet.
Thank fucking
Yeah.
Jesus.
21.
Yeah, no, as you're stepping out, the ground kind of like on that little bend, part of the dirt just collapses away, but you just pull yourself back up and out of the little hole.
Okay.
Okay.
Give it a second. Anything happen?
No.
Okay, now I disband it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. So guys, there's like a whole little cave down there, and it would be cool if there wasn't some nasty little. It's like, okay, so like, you know when the feel is when you like flip over a rock and there's like nasty bug stuff on it.
Yeah, it's quite disgusting.
That's the feel, but it's like the whole cavern thing.
Well,
I was like, you.
if it's someone's den or something's den,
I think, yeah.
we might as well leave it.
Survival to try to figure out what that might be. Just like. from
Can
what
I do
you're
it as
saying.
well?
Nasty.
Just from Nick's description,
Has eggs.
you're gonna have disadvantage because you can't actually look at
Would
it.
be-
I
Nature?
didn't see it.
Nature?
Well, can I try to like throw something into the room to make it bright, and then
You can't. It's down a bend. You wouldn't be able to see into the room unless you went in there yourself.
I can't fit in there,
Yeah, I know.
and I'm not gonna wild shape in.
Because you'll die.
I'll roll with disadvantage.
Okay,
Sure.
me too. Nature or survival?
Please be survival.
Nature or
I could see survival.
Thank
Alright,
God.
it's not happening. Okay, that's even worse. 7. 4 and a 3. Guys, my rolls tonight.
So bad.
I usually
yeah.
get natural 20s at the beginning of each game.
13
13.
with disadvantage.
Some type of bug, I guess. You'd have to go check it out yourself.
Oh, I'm not going to do that.
That's
Fuck
fair.
that. I don't think we should go though. We should leave.
I think we should leave.
You think we should leave or you think we shouldn't leave?
Busto no think we go.
You want to stay in a nasty bug hole for the rest of the night?
So I don't think we should stay here because whatever's in there could be dangerous, and we're sleeping right in front of its den. As well as that, we need to get moving. We haven't made it far. You can still stay in the back. I'll be in the front. You might get a little wet, but I'm sure we have some blankets or something in the back.
Busto no give crap about water.
Okay. Then let's get moving, because that's the only thing that's in our way.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna hop back up on the
Okay.
thing.
How long are you continuing on the road for?
Until a little bit after sunset.
Okay. It's been hard to tell. It's already pretty dark just from the rainfall. But as the slight light behind the clouds begins to fade, you start looking for a place to rest. The rain has not let up, so I am going to need you all to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, you fuck. I swear to God, don't you do bad!
A little bit intense there.
Yeah. Well done.
One second, boys.
You can get the map I got. Oh.
I can.
What was it?
Ba 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 ba.
Is that a nat 1? Seriously? Oh boy, Busto, you've caught a cold.
I rolled a straight nat one, boy.
Busto's got a
I
cold.
don't know where my die is, so.
You've lost the die?
You know what? It kind of deserved it. It's going in a bad place. Here, let me just get.
17.
17. You're fine.
I don't know. Where
So
my
I'm
die is.
fucked.
Busto's taking 2 levels of exhaustion, my dudes.
Ow.
Yeah. Ooh.
Bro, I knew we shouldn't have gone, bro.
Forward. No, other direction. No, towards the table, you fucking idiot. Okay, there you go.
Emily.
We got it.
What does 2 level of
It
exhaustion
means
actually do?
you have disadvantage on ability checks and your speed is halved.
Ooh.
Does it have to be over a 10?
Has to be over a 10.
Did he roll a 10?
9.
Yeah, so you
Fuck!
so you have disadvantage on ability checks.
fine, though.
But you and you get kind of soaked. Nick kind of throws like her coat or something, or just like a blanket. You say about blankets over her head to kind of shelter her from the rain. Cal, you're focused enough on navigating though that it just like soaks you down to nothing, and the cold kind of starts to set in as you're traveling. But from the back,
It's just
You-
steaming.
no, you hear Busto just like sniffling and coughing.
Oh, poor little Busto.
Can I go back to just like cuddle with him?
Yeah, he seems a bit like sick, tired.
Aw.
But he definitely. I mean, I'm assuming you appreciate the gesture.
Yeah.
Yeah, but around right after sundown, honestly, you don't really find much in the way of shelter besides the trees. You could sleep in the caravan, I guess. But there's no amazingly specific place just to camp at out of the rain.
Should have stayed in that hole.
I don't think so.
Can I grow
I'm gonna
a
keep
little
going.
shelter? Or
You could thicken the brambles to
I'm gonna
try
keep going.
Okay.
you're gonna go through the night?
Yeah.
As
You're
you,
Or
if you
just
push
until we
travel
find
farther, you'll
something.
take
You're
more
gonna get
levels of
another level of
exhaustion.
exhaustion.
I'm just gonna go for another hour. That won't.
You'll all take a level of exhaustion if you keep traveling.
Yeah.
Well, they can sleep. I'm gonna keep going.
I guess because you do have a caravan, they could sleep. You're definitely taking another level of
Alright.
exhaustion, though.
Can we all get rid of one? Or me, more specifically?
If you sleep, you're gonna have to roll a Constitution saving throw again because it's still raining. But
Uh-huh.
if you succeed, because you're still wet.
Yeah.
If you succeed, though, you'll lose a level. If you fail, you'll just stay the same.
Thank God. 17.
17, yeah.
Nice.
Nick, if you're resting, you'll need
Do
to
I have to
roll
make a
too.
Constitution saving throw, or is it just
I'll need to roll
just
too, but
adds.
I don't.
so
I'm not,
2 points of
I don't have
exhaustion?
any exhaustion.
Yep.
Yeah,
Those
a good point.
those. So what
yeah.
is that?
If you're sleeping, you'll be okay.
What is exhaustion?
Level 2 is speed halved.
Speed halved, and I have disadvantage. Okay. That's okay. I'm okay. We're good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say pushing it a little bit farther, you eventually find this little, like, sequestered area where the trees have gotten thick enough to make a half decent shelter.
And I would like to craft you a craft to thicken them even more.
Yeah. Yeah, so you make a fairly decent covering. It's still going to get a bit wet, but if the rain lets up a little, you should be mostly fine.
And we're all gonna sleep in the back of the caravan, right? Just for that extra layer of shelter. And
Yeah.
warmth. We're all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making a fire will be tricky.
We should.
No, it won't. Question mark.
I don't know. Can you make it easier, Cal?
I mean, I can light a
I
fire.
mean, it would last for a minute.
I can light a fire with Druid Craft.
Yeah, but will it stay lit, or will it be extinguished?
It'd probably be extinguished. At least that would be my
Or would
assumption.
it light the fucking
Caravan on
caravan
fire,
on
too.
fire?
That would. That
Yeah, you probably can't light a fire in the
In
caravan,
the caravan,
anyway.
yeah.
Because it's not actually.
Well, it looks like we're just cuddling.
We'll just cuddle.
Okay. I'm gonna need you guys to make Constitution saving throw again, because you haven't dried off.
Oh man.
15 plus 2 again, 17.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
You're
A
fine.
Constitution saving throw?
Yeah.
You little fuck.
Because you haven't
I
dried
swear
off.
to God.
Not one.
Was it a nat
It
one?
was-
No, it was 7.
Okay. Yeah, so you're still exhausted. Buster,
Thanks,
you
Jill.
lose another level.
I do.
Because you're sleeping.
I thought.
Because
you meant-
normally, if you sleep normally, you lose a level of exhaustion. But if you sleep and you're soaked,
You have a chance
you
to
won't.
win.
You have a chance to, but you might not. But since you rolled fine, you're good.
Okay.
So you
Oh, I
lose
got
another
a
level.
natural 20 on my second roll with this one.
Okay. So only Cal is exhausted for now.
Is that another point? Is that another one?
No.
That just means it doesn't go away.
Oh, fucking.
You don't. If you don't dry off soon, you're gonna start taking more though. So, who's taking first watch? By the way, are you just all passing out?
I'll take first watch. Our scent is the most prominent on first watch. It's the most.
The
prominent
rain though
time.
does obscure your scent.
Yeah, but we're most prominent to get attacked during first
Yeah,
watch.
I agree.
Okay.
So I'll take first watch. Want me to roll perception check?
Go ahead.
Thank God. So that's 19 plus 8. So
Okay. You
Holy
succeed.
crap,
basically.
man.
nothing gets past me.
Fucking A.
It's getting colder as it gets later, and the rain seems to have let up slightly, but it's still obscuring most of the area around you. But after a couple hours, maybe hour and a half, 2.5, you see something in the woods in front of you down the path. From out of this evening or night now, midnight rain, emerges this solitary bobbing light. A few minutes after that, what?
I know, right?
It's not a will. No, it flickers more like torchlight. But after a
In
couple
the
minutes, you can
rain.
see it closer, and they've emerged from the rain, and there's this trio. A trio emerges from the dark. The lead figure is this heavily armored man carrying some sort of magically enchanted torch. You can see it doesn't actually have a flame; it's just this glowing ball of light.
Okay.
And his two companions follow.
Wake me up before you go.
There's
Obviously, bro.
a taller woman who is actually carrying this young elven man over her shoulder, and as they approach, the one in front kind of notices your caravan and actually like runs to get up to you, and he goes, "Hello, traveler." And he sees that you're awake. He goes, "Are you friend or foe?"
When I wake up,
I don't know what any of those words.
pretty
mean.
light sleeper being in the army.
I'm a
You'd
friend.
probably start to rouse. I mean, I don't know if Nick would, but
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna stay on the inside of this so they don't know I'm here.
friend.
he goes, he says, he says, we need some help. One of our members back there, he's come down with an illness. He's poisoned. We're lost in these woods, and we were hoping you might be able to point us towards a near town.
These are my.
Was that a nat one?
No, it was a 3 though.
Oh,
Okay, so that's 10 on an insight check. Are they lying?
hard to
That's
tell.
that's what I was about to roll an insight check
Yeah,
anyway.
please do that.
Because
I
that's a
have
bit
no
sketch.
What was
that
that?
a nat 1? Yeah, that was a nat 1. Wasn't it? Yeah, okay.
Dude, you don't know. This guy might be your fucking dad.
Shit. Fucking
Well,
goddamn it.
Wait,
From the
What the
elven,
fuck?
I can roll.
I can
okay.
tell from the elven person.
I got a nat 20 on my next roll.
So I am. Busto is attempting to logic.
Yes.
He sees an elven person, and Busto sort of likes elves,
That's fair.
Can I peek out?
and he's tied
Yeah.
up,
I mean, the back of the caravan's pretty open. You can see them.
and he's like tied up. So I
No,
don't.
no. He's just
Oh, he's just like.
Are they elves? Are they all elves?
no. The man looks human. The woman, maybe half giant or something.
Can I see if the guy who's slung over their shoulder has some scratches or is breathing? Is he breathing?
Sure. Roll perception.
What is going on tonight? 12.
Okay. Yeah. He looks conscious, but he's kind of like, you can actually hear him. He's like,
Okay,
like
so then
like
that one.
ragged
In Lord
breaths.
of the Rings.
Okay. So I would like to. I'm gonna like stepping out into the giant opening, basically 8 foot tall. I assume I'm pretty
Yeah.
much bigger than everyone else. I would like to simply ask them what the ailment is at the moment.
He actually kind of steps back as you come out. He goes, he was bitten by a spider back down the road a little ways. We're an adventuring group. We're heading north towards Oakstead, but we lost a member of our party, and Hal back there has just been
Hal?
been really suffering. Yes.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
have
step
to-
out.
Hal's
I'm gonna
been,
step
like,
out
really
from the back of the caravan.
Yeah, no, they see he kind of reacts to presence but keeps talking to Buster. He says, we don't want to lose another member. Paula can keep carrying him for a while, but we need directions, and if you have any sort of an antidote or medicine, we'd really appreciate it.
I am good with helping people. May I take a look?
He says,
It's true, he is.
he kind of looks at you and goes,
We promise, we don't want to hurt him.
okay. I mean, he kind of snaps his fingers, and Paula walks up and sets the younger elvish man on the ground.
I have a question. Do you know where exactly he was bit? It wasn't next to an inlet or a cave in the side of a mountain, was it?
He says, there's...
Other direction, bro.
Was it the other direction?
He
Yeah.
says,
Oh,
They're
yeah.
coming- they're
he
coming
says
from-
we've been fighting spiders and owl bears for days. They're all over the woods.
So glad that we didn't stay in that cave.
I want to fight a
What?
spider.
What type of spider?
He says, it was... Oh, God, they're like a disease. They've been following us around the last 2 days. They're big. They're blue and white, and they just come out of nowhere.
Would I know of these spiders?
Shit.
You
I do.
can roll
Adrian
nature.
does.
Nature?
Sure.
Nat 20!
Nat 20? It's a phase spider.
Face spiders. Fucking,
Face spider?
They can go invisible.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, more than invisible, they can leave the plane.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it's an issue, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a small, like this big maybe. Okay.
Time to kill a spider.
Which means
The thing I do best. Fucking hate spiders.
I'm just gonna kind of like pick him up from the elven kid from the ground. Can I roll medicine to try to like
Sure.
assess him?
To try and assess it.
What? Yep. So that's 16 plus 8. 24.
It looks like he is in a lot worse shape than the guy realizes. He looks really bad. You can see there's this like blood around his mouth, and he's just gone completely pale. His eyes are like sunken. He looks really, really, really sick.
Okay.
And you can pretty clearly see these just 2 large bite marks right in the center of his chest.
You don't happen to know if the spider followed you. Did you kill it?
He says we killed one of them. They don't seem to like fire that much, so we got the other one scared off. But since the rain's been coming, we don't want to stop. He says they usually don't bother us too much after we leave the area, but these ones were particularly driven.
Well, we're coming from Oakstead right now. I can tell you about a day's worth of travel. They're on foot, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be more like 2 days for them. About 2 days worth of travel up that way. There's,
Dude, you guys have been traveling for 3 days.
no, I'm saying, there's
Oh yeah.
a little encampment, and it's kind of weird, but you should be able to see. It's a path that it should curve off to the right for you, and you'll find this little toll booth. You'll be able to see the tower. It's right up ahead. 2 days travel.
He goes, oh, thank you so much.
I'm not gonna tell them that's a dog village or anything.
He goes, he actually kind of like is almost trying to like grab your hand in thanks. He's just like, thank you.
And then I have a question. So is his HP low, or because I have a spell called Healing Spirit. It doesn't cure wounds, but the description is
Does it cure diseases at all?
All it says is until the spell ends, whatever you or a creature you can see moves into the spirit's space for the first time on a turn or starts its turn in there, you cause the spirit to restore 1d6 HP to that creature. The spirit can't heal constructs.
I'm gonna go up to Nick and not wake her up and steal the board juice. Bitch.
Good call.
You can roll sleight of hand if you'd like. Nick, you can contest that with a perception check. Or actually, just contest it with your passive perception.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah, no,
happening.
he takes it. Yeah.
Yeah, I take it. I rolled over her perception.
That's
Yeah, no, you take it. Busto, any healing spell you use, you could restore some vitality, but he's gonna keep getting sapped by that poison, basically.
I'm
So you
gonna-
could give him a little bit more time, but he'll just keep dying at that rate.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to him and take some of that board juice in my hand and put it onto each wound and put it on the wounds and then give it to him.
Nice.
So it kind of numbs the pain.
That's some strong shit right there.
It's some strong fucking
Yeah,
shit.
I would simply.
He's definitely not gonna get infected.
Yes, that's
I'd
what
say that for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. I was in the army. I did a couple. I definitely helped some of my friends. I know that poison can be sucked out. How long?
It's definitely
It's not.
the
it
time
is-
of
Yeah. It's in there. It's been in there for a
yeah.
while.
It's been in there for a while.
I just wanted to suck on
I
this
don't
man.
have cure anything.
Why are you getting shirtless for this?
yeah.
So I'm simply going to. I'm gonna waste some spells. Then I apologize.
It's okay.
Just letting you know.
Roleplay.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds, if possible, at 2nd level.
Yep.
So it's 2d8.
How much boar juice is left?
Maybe half the thing. Well, she only had half left,
I'm
so
gonna
I
take a
guess
swig.
like. Okay.
That's pretty good.
That.
15.
Wait a second. That might warm me up.
25.
Will that get rid of my exhaustion?
Give you
Exhaustion?
make you drunk.
It'll make you
though.
drunk. You might be able to ignore the exhaustion a bit.
That's a lot.
I'll take a swig
HP.
of it in a little bit. When I'm taking care of this guy, I won't take a swig of it. No.
So 25 HP is restored.
Okay. Yeah, you see the like wounds close, but that like discoloration around them doesn't go away.
I figured.
It fades a little, and he looks a little bit better, but like.
And then I'm
It's
gonna.
around it. It's on his chest.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna cast
Fuck! That's the
Goodberry.
worst place. If it was on his arm, I could have fucking put a cater, like a fucking. God damn it! Tourniquet. That's what it is. Fuck.
So I'm casting. I cast a Cure Wounds on it, and then I would also like to cast Goodberry. Make 10 berries. I'm gonna take 2 for myself, and then give Paula the other 8, and just
Feed him a berry every hour,
That's funny.
She accepts them with that word and just kind of gives you a little nod.
and this will not cure him. He needs to get to a skilled medicine person as soon as possible, but this may help him live for another day.
We've done all we can. I wish we could do more, to be
I
honest.
I really wish. Is there any
that's a big word.
Is there any sign of when the face spiders are going to attack before they attack?
Are you asking Paula or?
Both of them, really.
We're traveling that way.
Yeah, the heavily armored man kind of goes. He goes. Honestly, not really. Watch out for noises in the brush. Sometimes they like to follow for a bit, but that's part of the problem. Is they
Fucking
just
spiders, dude.
with almost no warning they can just appear. I try not to get cornered, I guess. And he goes, we should be off, but and he kind of roots around for a second, and then he doesn't find anything. He goes to Paula, and Paula just hands him this little like slip of paper, which is actually getting pretty quickly soaked by the rain, and he pulls out like a writing instrument and actually like bends like onto his knee and writes something out.
A check.
And he hands you this little paper. It's an address.
I got it together.
It's actually an address. It says the Pygmy House Inn, and then it has his name. It says Dominic underneath it, and it's just kind of underlined. He says, if you're heading to Telechek, just look for this. The woman's name is Donna. Tell her I sent you, and she should give you a place to stay. I know it's not much, but it's what we have.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We appreciate.
Remember, 2 days down that way. Should be off to the right. You'll see the tower coming from a mile away. You'll find shelter there. It's a little bit weird, but you'll meet a nice man named Gronathan. Gromit. And
Say Busto sent you.
not just Busto. Fuck, we don't have a group name. Say Busto sent you. Damn it, guys, I want to have a group name so bad.
He just nods. He
I
goes,
thought that would be a cool moment, not just Busto. The cool kids.
the Cool Kids Squad.
Dun, dun, dun,
Cool. Is it coolmath.com?
Cool
Are you guys cool?
Coolmath.com.
Coolbathgames.com.
We have to have Nate be here for a cool fucking name. God damn it,
Okay.
Nate.
Dominic kind of just nods. He goes, thank you again, both of you. And he kind of gestures to Paula again, and they start heading down the street away from him.
What type of armor is he wearing?
Like heavy
Steal it, kill him.
metal, steel.
Like plate?
Yeah.
Like plate. Okay.
Did it bite through the plate? Is that what you're...
No, that's
Oh.
not what I'm saying.
No, Hal's armor is just leather.
Oh.
What?
We might be ditching the caravan.
Huh. Why?
He was wearing plate,
Yeah.
so his stealth had disadvantage.
That's a good point.
So caravan, because it's super loud and super apparent, will draw a lot of attention. If we ditch the caravan
can't
and go
ditch
on
it.
spiders,
I'm gonna keep it
Go
real
on
with you.
horses?
Can't ditch it.
They're face fighters. They're gonna find us.
Yeah. I don't think we should ditch it. It's our shelter. It's a...
true. But
Also, we can sleep and take rests while we're moving. I don't think we should ditch it. I know it's a hindrance, but at the same time, it's such a big pro for us.
okay. Then I would like to do something.
Yeah.
With the rest of my watch, I would like to try to create vines like around the caravan, and basically just beef it up.
Camouflage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Beef it up and camouflage it a bit.
All right.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So you go through the rest of your rest, just kind of heading
I'm gonna
around.
go back to sleep.
Yeah, heading around the caravan, building up this little like vine covering. Uneventful after that. There's very little in the woods. Even the birds seem to be hiding from the rain. And you finish your watch without incident. And I guess wake up Cal and Nick to take second watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who is taking second watch?
Okay.
May as well. I still have 2 points of exhaustion, right?
Yeah, you're not doing so hot.
So why?
Cal, sleep.
I have eyes. I can see.
It's not gonna help me.
What?
It's not gonna help me. Will it? It won't help me. Because I'm fucking...
Doesn't he roll another Constitution?
You can roll again.
I'm sleeping.
Okay.
And I would like to,
But
right
it's
before I
mercy.
go to bed, cast Goodberry, and just kind of like hand it out to everyone.
Oh, you're the best.
Thank you. I'm gonna take one, eat it, take a swig, go to sleep. She didn't notice it.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I don't care if she did. I'm fucking going to sleep. All cozied up, warm in my belly, and drunk as fuck.
And then another long rest for me.
Yep.
Me too?
Yeah, you can roll Constitution Constitution saving throw
You
again.
know what, Die? I'll burn you.
What was it?
It was a 2.
It was a 2.
It was a 2.
Lovely. So you still have 2 points of exhaustion.
Look, you're gonna burn it, dude. Look at the bright side.
There's no
It
bright
wasn't a
side.
1. You would get
Yeah,
the-
you could have
have
taken another point of
Yeah, you would
exhaustion.
have had 3 points.
Wait, that's at disadvantage.
Why is it
It's a
different?
saving throw.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
Ability
point.
score.
Okay, it's still 2.
That's lucky. You got lucky, bud. Alright. Yeah, Nick, your shift passes without particular incident too.
Nice.
Getting another one.
The rain starts to clear up maybe a couple hours before sunrise, and it's quite nice. I'd say there's a little bit of rainbow as the sun comes up with the remnants of the night rain in the air. But your shift comes to an end. You wake up the 2 of them and get ready to head off for your 4th day of travel.
Yeah.
Still, I'm like, I got bags under my eyes.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
you still do not feel good.
I would like to eat one of my good berries, and that I previously made, and more specifically, I want to try to see if the birds are out at the moment.
Birds out? Yeah, roll perception for me.
Birds. Diddle
You don't
birds.
have any. Do you have any levels of exhaustion?
No.
No.
I'm
Alright.
fucking terrified of birds now. Cal now has a phobia of birds.
Yeah, the whole thing with the ruff too is that it like goes really high, so it looks like a regular sized bird, and then it swoops down and just gets super big.
That's so fucking.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
what'd you roll?
19.
Yeah, there's there's birds.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because, like, being Busto, that's like the first thing you notice is animals running around,
Okay.
and I want to pay close attention to that all day, if that's possible.
Yep.
Just
It's
specifically.
morning now?
Yeah,
Um.
everything's very wet, but not raining anymore.
Okay.
Alright, so we're back to it.
Okay. Who's navigating? What do you guys?
Yeah, definitely.
Good call.
Cal is just
I'm
like,
gonna go to sleep in the back.
okay.
Can I make another roll?
You don't need to roll this time
22
if you've
for-
dried off.
Survival. I've dried off.
So you'll
Yes.
lose 1 level of exhaustion.
Yes.
You still have 1 of them though. So you're resting. Nick, what are you doing with the time today?
I think I'm just gonna hang out with Busto.
Okay. And Busto's navigating. What'd you roll for survival?
22.
22. Yeah, you're doing a great job, buddy. Yeah,
Do I see?
we'll get to that. So your group continues on. It's a pretty normal day, normal travel. You pass through the site of what looks like an old forest fire around midday. The scattered skeletons of these old, lost trees are protruding out of the earth, surrounded by the new growth, still this very vibrant green of a young sapling. The day passes pretty nondescript. You might stop once or twice to rest or forage, look for food, but with the supplies you have with you and Busto's good berries, you're pretty much fine. But maybe an hour after you really like those bird noises. But maybe an hour after midday, Busto, you realize that you recognize this section of the forest. The path has dwindled down to this small outcropping, and a heavy bramble, now caked with rot, appears where the river grows wide.
Cool. Is there a grove in sight? perchance?
In front of you, you can see this, like, sort of brown remains of what once must have been a huge bramble bush that's actually just straight covering the path here.
Busto. A little mad. You can know that. You see that.
I'm sleeping. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm waking you the fuck up, bro. Let you know right now.
Hello.
This is
Hey, are you okay?
What's going on, Buster?
this is what Busto has been talking about.
What do you mean? Where are we? Did you?
The
The hanged person.
And then I'm just gonna point
I look
over.
out the back of the caravan. What is
Yeah,
that?
no, if you're still outside of this, but as you head through this brush, sort of kind of just pushing off to the side, it pretty much just crumbles as you head into it. You find the ruined skeleton of what must have once been a truly beautiful, fantastical grove. Its flowers that may have once been yellow, purple, it's hard to tell. They're now a chapped gray, hanging low on rotten stems. Little water is left here. It now flows into this just solitary line of the river straight through the center of what is now just an empty clearing. These massive roots that must have once been submerged deep in the water now tangle and twist through the air above you. The trees they were once providing life for, now leafless husks, bleached white by the sun. The ground under the cart's wheels feels unstable, rocking back and forth unsettlingly on the newly exposed pond stones and dry mud. Even the sky looks grayer in comparison once you're in here, and the air feels thick, making you very aware of its presence on your skin. It feels like you're standing in a tomb.
This is what I talk about. Wolfie tells me that this is how the world will be if I don't help, if we don't help.
Well, we better fucking help then. Right?
Yes, we better.
Is the body still there?
No, the body's long gone, but as you head along this river in the center of the grove, you can see hanging from one of the bigger roots is this just blackened, charred noose, still just sort of swinging in the wind.
I want to cut it down.
It's a ways above you, like a good 20 or 30 feet.
I throw my trident at it.
You can climb up there if you want.
I do.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I don't know. Yeah, it takes you a little while because you have to kind of head to the edge of the grove and head out on these plants. But as you reach out to it, you cut it down. It's almost no resistance. Your knife just passes through and it just drops down into the empty bowl, basically.
I'm gonna grab that noose.
Sure, it's just now at this point it just seems to be a burnt piece of rope.
That's fine. I'm putting it in my bag.
This is a reminder of how important this is. We are not trying, we are doing, so the rest of the world does not look like this.
And Busto, being pretty damn angry right now, just hops back in the caravan. Not saying a word, just looking kind of straight down. Maybe kind of like try to watch him cast Druidcraft to grow some of the grass, but it does nothing. Doesn't do anything.
Can I walk out into the middle of the grove?
Sure. It's not really a grove
Or-
anymore.
The thing?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look around. I'm gonna close my eyes, and I'm gonna attempt communion.
Dickhead, that's what I was gonna do. Damn it! Go ahead.
Yeah, Cal, you sort of stand and look up at the mottled sky and close your eyes, fading away into what has become upsettingly familiar over the last couple of days. And you find yourself standing again on that stone dais in the middle of this void, with the huge mirror still right in front of you. Now actually you're standing right in front of it and you can see yourself reflected back. And behind your figure in the mirror there is that massive flaming silhouette. But it's not on your side.
Hello again.
Hello, Cal. You're really surprising me with your persistence. You wouldn't talk to me for years, and now you've beseeched my help 3 times in a row.
Well,
What's the occasion?
right now it's needed most.
Cal, can you make a perception check for me real quick?
Fucker.
That one. Did he actually
It's
get that
a
one?
2. It's a 2.
It's a 2.
It's a
I
2.
swear
plus,
that
plus,
die's weighted.
plus 4. No, it's 2 different die. It's a
It's
2
just
plus
bad
4.
luck.
So that's 6.
Okay.
Nothing?
Cool.
Alright, fantastic. I'm here to bargain.
You're what? You're here to bargain as if...
I have any power? Yeah, I understand. I know what you're gonna say. Heard it a couple times before. Kind of like a broken record at this point. I want to make a deal. I will let you take over. Use all of the power you can to help me do as much harm to anyone who stands in my way. But I don't want it to be my friends, and I want it to be when and where I want. But after that point, it is good.
You're here to bargain as if...
What? You're gonna say the same thing again? I understand it, but
You actually notice the figure in the mirror, your duplicate, he looks off.
every time this happens, I fucking shake.
Like, you kind of move your arms as you're talking, you can see he's almost like a second behind you. And then even without prompting, without you even responding, you hear the Fury come again, and she says, "You're here to bargain." As if... And then suddenly there's a crack, and this huge splinter shatters down the side of the mirror. And you hear a voice come through, and it says, Cal, something's wrong. And the area around you disappears. No sense of movement, but you are suddenly in an entirely different place. Cal, you stand at the crest of a small knoll. A little hill, basically. This dead gray grass crunches beneath your feet, and the skeletons of long dead trees jut out of the landscape like twisted appendages. The air is heavy and dead. No wind blows, and it is absolutely silent. This lack of sensory input actually creates a sensation similar to a deprivation tank, adding a slight disorientation to the already present dread. Because something is wrong. You don't know what, but you can feel it. Before you hangs a large, maybe 25, 30 foot tall, ash gray figure. Their arms have been violently removed at the elbow, and their feet dangle perhaps 15 feet above the ground. They're suspended by a noose wrapped around their neck, which disappears into the clouds far above you. What do you do?
They're off in front of me?
Yeah.
Would I be able to touch them by their feet?
They're actually
way
like
high.
a couple 100 feet away from you. They're only 15 feet above the ground, but they're like a couple feet down in this empty plain.
Can I attempt to hit the rope with guiding bolt?
Sure. Yeah, you put your hand up, but you're not back in like the real world. This still has the feel of communion.
Can I try to see who it is?
The figure, it's nondescript. They actually have like there's this like kind of disorientation in trying to make out any individual features, except for these two bloodshot eyes which are just staring right back at you.
Is the Fury there?
The Fury is not there.
Do I see anything else? It's just a gray,
It is
gray plane.
empty.
It just clicked.
I'm just gonna fucking book it in a direction. See if I come out anywhere different.
Okay. Nick and Busto, I'd say you probably watched Cal walk a little ways away from you, and you saw him kind of lean back and sort of lose focus of this world. But after a couple seconds, he dropped to his knees, and Nick, he started humming that same tune you heard last time. He's a little ways off, though, so it's hard to tell exactly what he's doing.
Okay. I will go over there and just not touch him, but I'm just like sort of checking it out.
Yeah,
Ugh.
you kind of walk around. He's facing away from you, so when you get around to the other side, you can see he is eyes closed. He has this extremely contented grin on his face, and he's softly humming some sort of a sad, nostalgic melody. But this thick, black tar is leaking out of the corners of his eyes and down his face.
Hey, Cal.
He doesn't respond.
Didn't think so.
I would like to cast Druidcraft.
To do what?
Grab his leg with a vine and tighten.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, the second your vine wraps around this, Nick, you see this like little vine pops out of the ground and wraps around his leg, and his eyes just shoot open, and you're like, and Cal, you're back. You open your eyes just very abruptly, almost like waking from a dream.
And I'm going to, as soon as that happens, like with my thumb, just almost like pull your eye out. Not really. Just like take a streak of the tar from one of your eyes.
Okay, I won't contest it. I'm shocked.
And then I'm just trying to intently look at it. Do anything off about the tar?
It's not tar. It looks like ash and water.
Ash and water. Okay.
Maybe mud. It's just a sludge, basically.
Okay.
It matches the scenery around you.
I figured it did.
I'm so confused.
Cal,
Yes.
who is your god?
Didn't we already go over this?
But I need to hear it from you now.
They're definitely not my god. But I'm trapped with the Fury.
Has the Fury been acting strange?
I don't know. Didn't talk to her for years. Years.
Busto would kind of be taken aback a little bit.
But you talk to Fury now?
Yeah.
What did you just ask the Fury?
To help. Like you said before. Everyone.
Okay, but what did you ask?
Because Busto would kind of be like looking at it, pacing back and forth at this point.
God, Busto's so much smarter than us. What the
Yeah, I
fuck?
know.
His backstory ties this stuff so much more, so it's like, oh.
And it's also because like I can't read Trevor, but like I can pick some stuff up.
I feel like I remember him saying something about someone who lost their arms, but I can't remember that. Alright. What did you ask?
What did you ask the Fury? Specifically.
To bargain for power when it's needed.
So,
And what's the second? It's the thing after communion.
There's a higher form of communion.
Yeah, is there a specific name for it?
Synchronicity.
Synchronicity. That's the fucking word that I wanted.
Busto knows that word.
Busto knows the backstory because of gods.
Cal, how long were you in there for?
Not that long.
At a minute?
Yeah.
Just about a minute.
Okay.
Not long.
I think you just gave your life to the Fury.
Reading Trevor, I feel like that's not right. But reading Arthur, I feel like it is right. I'm very scared right now.
Yeah, it's scary either way. Something happened.
I think you just gave your life to the Fury through
Whatever the word is.
Synchronicity.
Synchronicity.
Synchronicity is a process the primordial gods employ to better commune.
I fucking get it.
It requires more than just communion. You have to actually follow the path of the god to a point where you can devote yourself entirely, and then they permanently meld with you, basically. You become a part of that god. And you are just permanently in communion, basically. They're, like, for the primordial gods, they just fill with the essence of their god, and they're no longer themselves.
Okay.
Like, it's pretty friggin' obvious.
Okay, so maybe not, but
I think you have made a deal with the Fury that will hurt you. I think
this, and kind of like pointing at the tar,
Fuck you, Nate.
is the Fury's way of signing contract. And this tar oozes from you to show that you are it. And that you have truly undergone a terrible mistake.
You know what?
for the record, that's not what Arthur thinks. It's just what Busto.
No, I'm sorry. I just got this picture of like internally Busto's like Sherlock Holmes. He's like that's what's in my mind, but externally he's like the guy from The Hangover with the map.
That's basic because like I have an idea of what's actually happening, but like Busto wouldn't get it. So
That fits Busto. Great deduction, poor interpretation of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
that's how I'm playing it.
Thank you, Busto.
Cal,
Yes.
And I'm gonna clock him right in the head.
I'm gonna block
Jesus.
it.
I guess rolled to hit.
Can I block it?
I don't know. What do you roll?
Not 20.
No, oh my god.
Wait, can I block it? If I get a nat 20,
With do you have like a block
I have a shield.
action? Well, that he's
Well,
rolling
I think
against your
so.
armor class is the thing.
Reaction,
He
you
hit
know?
you.
No.
He
He hit me. Fuck.
Yeah. So how much is your unarmed strike? Double your unarmed strike, I guess.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. No, this
But-
is smart. I was actually gonna do this.
And that was a +4 anyway. So that is 2, so 4 total. 4 damage.
Okay. Does anything happen?
And then
I mean, you
This
whap
is-
him right in the
this
head.
is
He
gonna
kind of
make
like
me sound like an
cracks his
asshole.
head
This
backwards.
is gonna make me sound like an asshole.
It'd make me angry. I will say
It
that.
Yeah.
freaking hurt.
Yeah, and I want to
Make me
shove
angry.
Nick.
You want to shove Nick?
That would make
Go
me
ahead and make
real
a wisdom
pissed.
saving throw.
Yep.
Me?
Yeah.
And then all I'm simply gonna say is,
My special die.
Cal, fight it.
What was
Wisdom saving throw? It's +7, so I'm okay there. It's 15.
it? Yeah. You do not overcome.
Do I feel it though?
Kind of.
kind of.
I'm gonna think of something real quick. I'm gonna want it to happen,
Okay.
but remember what I said. I'm not hurting them. I'm gonna.
You can feel it inside, like you can feel it welling up, but the second it like leaves your fingertips into this grove, it just nothing happens.
I'm gonna.
Can I?
I'm gonna think of a certain someone. You know who that is?
Mhm.
How does that feel?
Angry, man, but like again, you can feel it like happening, but the second it actually would materialize, it just doesn't.
I want to try to cast Druidcraft, but I just want to make a fire right where I'm standing.
Okay. Yeah.
It makes a fire.
Yeah. You start a small fire on the ground in front of
It's
you.
just on the
Fuck.
ground.
Okay. I was hoping.
what
I was
the fuck?
hoping.
Can you make a perception check for me?
Okay. Yep. But passive perception is 23. So what
That is true.
Just make a perception check.
Okay.
27.
That's really fucking good. 18 plus 8, 26.
26.
Oh my god, I was so close.
Dude.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Yeah, you kind of like look around after setting this fire, and you don't notice much. Wolfie doesn't look so hot, though. He's kind of like rocking, almost like dizzy.
Like dazing.
Yeah, and you can see he's kind of blinking haphazardly, like unevenly.
I would just simply like try to talk to him.
Wolfie. Are you okay?
And then the voice that actually comes back is not uniform. It's not quite Wolfie, and it's not quite that deeper voice. It's kind of just, and it says, it hurts here, Busto. And you see Wolfie kind of like physically cringe at the exertion.
Okay.
Maybe whine a little as a dog.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Cal,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
It's okay, don't. We need to leave.
yes.
Agreed. Let's get back to the car.
And then I'm gonna try to help Nick up.
Yeah, thanks, Dick.
Big sad. Okay. I'm going.
Oh, yeah, that's really. I forgot about that, but he just like reached over, like shoved Nick over.
Yeah.
Nick's just been like sitting there, like, oh. I don't know. Maybe he stood back up. Yeah. So you guys pile back in the caravan, and you head. It's a good ways through the grave. It's the grove. Grave. That's actually cool.
Ooh.
It's a good ways through the grave. It's another 200 or 300 meters. Nothing else eventful happens in the grove anyway. But the second you cross that barrier back through the brambles, you see Cal like snaps backwards, and his horns just and his eyes burst, and this just jet of flame comes out, almost lighting the top of the caravan on fire. And Cal, you are just completely against your will ripped back into communion.
Dude, I knew some shit was gonna
I
happen.
knew. I was thinking about it. I was like, it's the grove that's stopping us.
Yeah, well, that's why I tried to light the fire, because
Yeah.
I wanted to see if there was like a dispel magic or something stupid going on in the grove.
Yeah,
it
and
wasn't allowed fire.
you come back in. It's a lot brighter than the last time you were here. There's just this inferno raging around the dais, and this voice comes through and it says, "What happened?"
Don't ask me. I swear I have no idea.
You see, actually, the mirror is still just broken. Like, the top half of it has completely fallen off onto the dais in front of you. And that inferno kind of white-hot, like, intensity builds for a second, then it, like, sucks into a point in the center of the dais, and a figure steps out. She's tall, like, unnaturally so, like 12 or 13 feet. Vaguely elven, maybe?
Scale of 1 to 10. Percentage. Here we go. How hot is she? I'm after Isabel.
Yeah,
Start here.
you're living my
Fuck
dream.
me, that is
Thank
a
you
nat
so
30. She is beautiful.
She is fucking
Holy shit.
beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, that fits. She is gorgeous. She has a massive scar over one eye. And she walks up towards you and goes, "What happened, Cal?"
I don't know.
She kind of seems to be throwing a temper tantrum. You can see she's like pacing in circles and kicking at bits of the mirror on the ground, and she says, and like throwing things, and then she points at you and says, Cal, I know you have issues, but you're not to interfere with divine power. I don't know how you did this, but and you see she's getting so mad. There's just like fire coming off of her.
You don't like it, do you?
What?
You don't like it, do you?
He says, you actually get a pause from her, and she goes, "What?"
You fucking. You're a level 5 going against a god. I want to clarify.
Mentally.
Fucking that ass over here.
Did that hurt you in some way?
And says, "Yeah, I don't know how you did. I'll make a deal with you. You don't fuck with divine power, Cal." And she just explodes, rebuilding that inferno around you. She doesn't go. You don't leave. You don't leave communion. That inferno just sort of resumes, and you can see that silhouette, almost this like point where it's billowing around some invisible silhouette out in the sky. of you.
So, now that you're done kicking around, are you ready to make a deal?
What? You need to... What happened from your end? You just disappeared. You were just gone. That's not supposed to happen.
Like I said before, I do not know. Now, let's get back to the task at hand. What I was saying before, I think we were talking about making a deal, right?
Yes, you didn't cause that, Cal. You didn't?
I don't know. Did I?
I certainly hope that wasn't you. But provided it wasn't, you and I may have a more common enemy than I initially thought.
Exactly.
What are the terms of your deal?
Like I said before, I will let you take over. I will let you wreak havoc on my enemies whenever and wherever I choose. When I choose. You don't get to take over me at will. Because that fucks over all of my plans. And all of my plans are to do exactly what I'm here to do. And you're getting in the way of those. And you have been. I want to do it when and where I want. And I don't want to hurt my friends. All I want is to use your power to my advantage exactly like it's supposed to be.
There's actually a long pause. Not a minute, but it certainly feels like it. And then that voice returns and says, it's actually a lot more subdued now. And it says, who is your enemy, Cal?
All who oppose. Sorry.
Whoever I deem fit, I guess.
Let's take vengeance on them together. And very calmly this time, that communion fades away, and you find yourself back in the back of the caravan. Your arm hurts, like, even more than it did before. And you pull up your left arm again like that.
Right arm.
Your right arm. And you see that there is a very distinct burn in your left arm, in that symbol that you've seen before that has...
I'm gonna cover it.
Yeah, it's just appeared on the bottom of your forearm.
Is it there? Is it like permanent?
It looks kind of like a scar, like an old scar.
I would like to do something before we leave. Well, like, we've already out. Seeing that shit.
What?
Yeah, no, from your perspective, this was very brief. Cal just, like, seized backwards, blew a hole in the top of the caravan,
Shit,
and
are
then...
you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Wait, I was in the front. I was
Yeah,
in the
you
front.
blew a hole in the front of the caravan. Not in the wood part, just the tarp.
Well, there's not a tarp over the front. I
Okay,
just don't want to hurt our
you
caravan.
singed the edge of the tarp.
Okay,
That's
thank
fine.
you.
And then just sort of fell backward a little bit.
I know I have that noose,
You do.
but I
I
would
kill Cal.
I hang Cal.
No, I want to, like, just hop into the grave and just pick up, like, a handful of all this dead matter.
Yeah.
Congeal it into a ball, basically. Maybe, like, pick up some mud.
The worst soccer ball ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick
Sorry.
up some mud, and, like, envelop this terrible mass in,
Mhm.
and then just put it away.
Okay.
It's a dodgeball in case I ever have to throw it at Cal so he chills the fuck out.
That's fair.
Dude,
Actually very-
you guys don't know what happened.
Yeah.
To you, I just looked like the Human Torch for a second.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm fucking terrified, bro. That's why I'm grabbing a dodgeball. Cal off switch. I'm not in. I'm getting stuff.
Well, the cart's moving, right? Or it stopped. It stopped.
You stop to let Busto go make his little doggy
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah, so what the fuck was that?
Looks like I made a deal.
When I've heard that,
Yeah, dude, you hear everything.
That's fair.
He's like 1,000 feet away.
He can
Thumbs
read
up.
lips now from like 1,000 feet or something.
literally, I can. It's literally a perk of
Christ, do
observant.
druids get eagle eye or whatever?
I can.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, dude.
I could literally turn
Just the
into
most
an eagle.
perceptive bastard on
You
the
could
entire-
eavesdrop on
He's
people
getting
from
back
what's
at us
eagle?
for
Eagle eye's
any-
limit is like 3,000 feet or
Something
something.
like that.
That's
Your last
insane.
character was blind.
Completely, yeah. Now, this
He can see
character-
so damn well. He's gonna be able to see what the last campaign was talking about.
Accurate though.
Yeah, no, I mean you heard it. I don't. You don't really need to ask that so much anymore.
Okay.
Because basically, here's your line of reasoning: have your ears been cut off?
No.
You can hear it.
That's good.
Am I 10 billion?
Nate, what do you think about this? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that sums it up pretty well.
Yeah, that does. That was good.
Good input. Fucking idiot. We make fun of him when he's not here.
No. Love Nate.
Love Nate.
Gay.
Imagine you just like kissing the back of his head.
Yeah.
Cal,
Yeah.
you made a deal? And like, I'm kind of walking over now, putting the dodgeball away.
It is for our benefit, trust me. It might not be for mine, but for everyone else's.
What was the deal?
Same thing as I said before. Buster doesn't fucking remember what I said before. Let's be honest.
What did you say before?
I get to let them take over when I deem fit and hurt who I deem fit.
Busto kind of like turning around,
I will
going,
never, ever let her hurt one of you.
and Busto kind of like wisdomly stroking his magnificent beard.
Bro, you can make an insight check. I'm not lying.
I'm not going to. Just IRL, that was genuine enough.
This means you are a warrior of the Fury?
This means. I'm not gonna say that. Actually, she'd get pissed at me.
Are you gonna say she's my bitch?
Yes, I was literally gonna say that.
Yeah. Oof.
This means we'll be safe.
And then
And also, she's my bitch. I didn't say that.
I'm gonna.
Please don't kill me.
It's crazy how that meteor passing the world is kind of pushed a little.
Yeah.
Does a 22 hit your AC?
What are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are you? Did you just slap him in the face?
Yep.
Buster's about to die.
I'm punching him again.
You punch him
Yep. Unarmed strike.
out of the cart.
So 4.
Yeah.
So 4 damage.
Yeah.
Another 4. Thank you, Arthur. We literally.
I'm the one that can heal you.
I just love. You're the best doctor, man.
Yeah, just punch him.
You're either the best doctor or the worst therapist. I'm having anger issues. Are you sure? Let me test them.
let me make sure.
Yeah, no. Busto goes bang, like you like hit him in the side of the head. And he like whacks his head on the side of the cart. And Cal, man, it hurt. You already have a concussion. Like, damn. You don't feel that similar rage. There's this very intense heat coming from the upper side of your forearm. That's about it.
Does it produce any light that I would see?
He has his sleeves pulled up.
Oh, but I mean like through like the material or something. I don't know how, because it's cloth.
It's pretty thick material.
Okay, then.
Well, no, it's not. It's a plaid, or not plaid. It's just a white.
Oh yeah.
shirt.
Oh,
Well, I'd say
shit,
there's
yeah.
a slight glow.
I would notice it.
Okay, I'm just
I
gonna pull
don't.
out my sleeves. I don't care.
I don't ever notice things.
Yeah, Cal, that symbol on your wrist is just glowing. Sort of like heated metal.
See, wearing metal.
Yeah.
Callbacks to
Oh my
last
God,
campaign,
yeah.
boys.
Bards are the fucking worst.
Fuck you, Trevor.
Um,
For context, we were both bards, and that was the best spell. Heat metal is the most OP spell ever.
It is.
Anyway, I apologize. Would I recognize the symbol?
It looks like that. Yeah, hold it up to the camera so they can see.
I wonder if that's good. There
Yeah.
we go.
Wesley, it's probably not familiar for you. You've seen it kind of faintly on his forehead before, but that's about it.
Okay. How burned is it that I see?
It looks like a scar.
It looks like a
an
tattoo,
old scar, right?
almost. Like
Oh,
somewhere between a tattoo and a scar.
I'm down. Yep. Let's
Okay.
go.
I mean, it looks similar to
it's-
the symbol
it's like
of
pink.
your patron.
Yeah.
It's pink.
Pinkish.
Yeah, because it's whitish red, so. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try to grab it. Is it hot?
Pretty hot.
Okay.
It's not burning you, but it is hot. It's like
Okay. So I'm gonna simply kind of look at it, and then my entire hand, Cal, my entire hand is going over the symbol, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Please, let it be 8 points. Of
I'm glad I could help.
healing because you fucking dealt 8 damage to me.
I've literally punched you. Wow.
Oh, wait, there wasn't 8 the last one because you
It
didn't get a
was
nat 20.
6,
Never
yeah.
mind. It was 6, so I get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have done quite a bit of damage, is the moral of the story. So, Cure Wounds, because why the hell not? You're healed. I healed you for 9.
yeah, you actually feel a couple, maybe ribs straighten out a little bit under your skin. It is not comfortable, but like feels better afterward.
My hand, my ribs.
That glow starts to dim, but it's still there. It's just starting to fade away slightly.
And just as like to show you that I mean well. Carl.
Yeah.
May nature guide you. And as I'm kind of like touching him, cast
Flip
guidance.
wounds. Oh, fuck.
Guidance.
Okay.
Punches you again. Throws you out of the cart, runs you over with the horses.
Are you
Are you
okay?
feeling better yet?
I'm still angry.
And then
Wait, is my exhaustion gone?
I think you have 2 left or 1. 1.
1.
Yeah.
So once I heal him and cast guidance, Carl,
Yeah.
rest. And I'm gonna hop out and like go to the front. Okay.
Thank you, Russell.
Yeah. Over the next 30 or so seconds, that light just fades away.
I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Can I make a roll?
Can you what?
Do I have to roll or does it just go away? Because I'm dry.
The exhaustion. Yeah, no, the exhaustion, if you take a full long rest, it will go away. But that's going to be you're sleeping the rest of the day.
I'm sleeping the rest of the day.
Okay.
You're
Yeah,
not-
you
you're not
guys-
sleeping the rest of the day.
There's gonna be a face butter. We're gonna
Yep,
die.
we're gonna die. I feel it in my loins, man.
Yep, we're gonna die. We're dead. Game over. See you later.
GG. Good game. Continue.
You continue through a few more miles of this twisting oak. Those ruins around you actually seem to have increased slightly in frequency. And you're seeing larger and larger structures left over, half sunken into the earth, but still in fairly good shape. The air after the rain is warm and maybe comfortable even, and the river alongside you has gotten a bit thinner since you first started out. You continue along this path for the rest of the day, little disturbing you besides the occasional bird call in the distance.
Oh, I'm still paying attention to the goddamn birds, man.
Yeah, of course, I understand.
Watching those bastards. There's like one that just keeps following us, and it's like fucking watching you, piece of shit.
Dude, if that fucking bird comes back. Alright.
Yeah,
So we
but
go through all the day without anything happening?
there's very little else that's eventful. Around sundown, you find a little clearing that would be suitable to rest in. It's actually a little sheltered by what used to be a castle of some kind, so there's like a partially left wall that you can use to camp under. What do you want to do?
I feel like that's the battle map, Trevor.
I guess a little bit.
Oh, okay. Guys,
We maybe should leave.
because we're not metagaming, this looks like a good
Great
clearing.
spot. Yes. We should go to bed.
We should sleep right here.
Yes.
Is any? Do you want to do anything before bed? Foraging, investigating.
I would like to forage
Okay.
and investigate around us.
Fire. I won't make a fire.
I have 50 feet of rope.
You do have 50 feet of rope,
Thank you, Trevor.
plus like 6 or 7 feet of burnt noose.
It's also true.
To my noose, bro.
Just can you roll survival check for me, please?
Thank you.
18.
18. Busto, you find a fairly large berry bush, actually one of the nicer varieties of fruit in this area. But upon inspecting the ground around it, you find that the earth gives away to this, like, thick, boggy tar pit, separating you from this little almost island in the middle of the tar pit, which houses the delicious berries.
Okay. Would Busto recognize any animals that would be in a tar pit?
Only dead ones.
Only dead ones? That
Yeah.
means
A lot of animals wander into the tar pits and die, but
Okay.
nothing really lives in the tar pits.
Okay, that means I'm about to get killed as soon as I try to walk over this.
Yeah.
It means you're getting closer to the
Yeah.
like
got it.
swampy, boggy area of the forest.
I figured.
You're heading in the same direction of Orion.
It's on the other side of the river. I want to stay away from it. It's cursed.
Yeah.
I would simply like
Little gnome people.
to try to cast like druidcraft, and then like make a tree fall.
Cool. Yeah. You bring down. You make a little. You mash a couple of the berries with the tree fall. Tabletop audio. But you make a fairly passable bridge.
Okay.
You do have to pick a fairly large tree to house you.
Yeah, that's fair. So I drop it and I just go and collect all the berries.
Yeah, they're these little pink, almost like tiny starfruit.
That's cool shit.
That's
But-
really cool.
It's like starburst growing on.
You've had them before. They are delicious.
My God.
I'm gonna say I hadn't thought of this before. They absolutely do taste like
That's
starburst.
amazing.
Fuck yes.
Only the pink ones though, because those are the best ones.
Only the pink ones.
Okay.
They taste like the lemon ones when they're not ripe.
Yeah, those are fine too. I'll eat that.
I'm taking all the damn berries.
Yeah, so Kalanick, you kind of, I guess, start setting up for the maybe a fire tonight, and when Busto comes back with an armful of these gorgeous-looking berries.
Man, I really.
I have so much damage spells and I just realized it. That it's not even funny.
I can't do shit. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Whatever. I've had a lot of sleep though, so I'm gonna take first watch.
Okay.
Is it getting closer to night?
Yeah, it's getting there.
Okay.
You guys, I'd say you probably, honestly, not since the first night have you had such a like relaxed moment to sit down around the fire. It's nice. You're enjoying the little berries. Maybe you're having some of the rations. But you arrived early enough and had an uneventful enough day that you managed to have a couple minutes to just all kind of relax. And it's nice. It's warm today, too.
No, that's good.
That was something.
What?
I'm working on the boots.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, Cal's tinkering. I don't know what Nick's up to. We haven't heard from Nick in a while.
I'm sort of going to try. Do you still have my alcohol?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I have it back?
There you go.
Thank you.
Does Busto see anything weird?
You can roll perception.
That is not a great roll. 19. It's an 11, bro.
19.
It's an 11,
Yeah.
okay?
Shut up.
I have
Um,
+8.
Get
No,
out.
it's at least for the time being, it is fairly quiet around you. You see some small rodents or something wandering through the clearing, but they give your fire a pretty wide berth.
Okay.
The sun is just starting to go down too. It's getting pretty dark.
Okay.
Anyone have any stories? Just like the first night we were out here.
Ghost stories? I have so many ghost stories.
You can
Do
tell
you
a
guys
ghost
want to hear
story.
a ghost story?
Just tell a ghost story.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Once upon a time, there was a lady, and she, whenever anyone saw her, she had a ribbon for a necklace. And and then, oh my gosh, she goes home one night, and she's all alone in the house, and she unties the ribbon, and her head rolls off. Yeah, that's a really scary one.
Performance check
so.
-1, so 18. I was scared.
Yeah, dude. Cal might have wet himself.
Nearly.
That's some commitment, though. I gotta say, Adrian.
Okay. That's fair.
That was the first good roll of the night for
Yeah.
me. Oh my
Was
god.
your performance check to be scared by?
Thanks so
With a
much.
-1.
That's I love. So that's the only one I know.
That was a
actually.
9,
So
I thought you said you knew a bunch.
yeah, well they're like that one, except for the ribbon changes color. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's red, which is like the blood.
Wow. Well, thank you for that. Busto, do you have anything?
Busto kind of like goes back. Have I told you about the badger?
Yes,
Yep.
yes, Busto.
Yeah.
You know what? It might be best if we tell each other things and just ask each other about our own stories.
Well then,
That sounds dangerous.
It sounds dangerously fun.
I am an open leaf.
You sure are.
Yeah.
I grew up in a small elven town
Aw.
near here, these woods.
but that's insight. I'll tell you in a minute.
19.
I'll tell you in a bit.
Alright.
And I lived in this elven town for a long time, which is why,
And like in broken Elvish, I would kind of say,
which is why I can speak Elvish.
Oh,
Yeah, what the
And-
hell's that?
And then I have my little silver buckles, and these were given to me by the elves.
That's
But the elven town had problems, and I got so scared I ran away. And well, I hid in the woods for a long, long time. But because I lived in these woods, nature gave me my powers.
and embellish the story. I make like a little flower.
yeah.
I touch it and burn it.
And these powers have only slowly become more and more apparent as well. This
And I kind of like point towards the caravan and to you guys.
has happened, and it's been scary, but that's about it.
to your insight check, I'm not lying.
Okay.
I might not be telling everything, but I'm not lying.
Well, you guys have already heard mine, right? I think I told that.
Well,
I mean, at least some of it. I could
start from the top.
start from the top. Alright.
No one saw that.
Actually, that's a weird segue. But speaking of that, Cal, I'd say sometime around this point, you do hear a little ding coming from your bag, just a soft note, basically.
From my bag?
Yeah.
Forge just texted us.
Ball.
Yeah. You pull out the ball and you can see it's kind of got a faint glow for a second, and then almost like it is like burning in reverse. This little tiny box just appears on the ground next to it. It's about this big.
Wait, is it a chest? Or
It's just a
does it
little
open?
it's just like a little package. There's a bottle of ale and a little bit of roast meat inside, and a letter that is addressed to Nick.
Are you fucking serious? What the fuck? Why?
There's a letter at the bottom too to you.
Oh, okay.
It's
but
just
I don't
not
have it as a
as long.
prop.
It's just a little correspondence
You
from
don't get
Forge.
props.
It basically just says, "Thinking of you. Hope you have a nice meal."
That's so romantic. Oh my gosh. Can I have
I'm gonna
my-
eat the meat. No! I'm gonna eat the meat angrily. And drink.
At least he cares about you.
You got a fucking letter, alright?
I didn't even get roast meat, bro.
It's actually-
I didn't even get talked
He
to.
mentioned in his little note, it's not from him. Someone had him deliver it to Nick.
I spit it out.
The letter, the food is from Forge.
Oh, I eat it again.
He just like
Pick it up and put it back.
spits it out, gets in the dirt, and he's like, "Oh fuck!"
And he's like,
hold
oh
on."
my god, I gotta.
Brushes it off.
I was like, if Zegra sent me this food, I swear.
That's the way to go.
We all know.
So are we still gonna talk or?
What does it say?
It says none of your business.
That's not a very important letter if all it says is none of
Yeah.
your business.
To be honest, Marcel, whatever that letter is gonna say is not that important, anyways. What were we talking
Okay.
about?
I think you were gonna tell us
Oh,
something.
yeah. I was born in Durham, the capital. What was it?
Yoink! I'll tell you at the end.
I was born in Durham, the capital. My mother Moon and my dad Quinn, the Carnegos, they owned a tavern. It's called the Crescent Moon.
That's so cute.
I used to stay in the basement because we didn't own a house. All we owned was the tavern. And
Did you play any games in the basement?
not really.
No. Continue.
I would play with the street kids. I grew up relatively hidden. And one day, they were doing a sweep of the city. And I thought my mom was the wrong person. They killed her, and my dad after that couldn't take care of me, and he needed to focus on the bar, so he shipped me off. I went and joined the MPF and worked my way up like he asked me to do for my mom, to make her proud. But I gave that up and met her. What was your insight?
17, not great.
Mostly, it's the truth, but I'm not telling you everything.
Okay. Similar to what I had.
Yeah. Maybe Trevor can interpret that a little bit more.
Was pretty factually accurate.
But like, there's obvious potholes, is what you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a good way.
If it was a road, it would be potholes.
Good one.
He's clearly.
Thank you.
You're missing a little bit of information
Okay.
for sure.
I'm not gonna
Hey,
fire
Cal.
Yeah.
I think your mom would be proud of you now.
I definitely hope so. She was something. What about you? Is there anything you're not telling us?
You know everything.
I know most of everything.
Bullshit. Sorry. Continue.
I don't know. Is there anything?
Busto
that
doesn't know everything. Why don't you tell him?
Okay. So like, I don't know. I just like grew up with these goblins in a nasty little goblin village. And
Good insight.
2000.
yeah, inside 2000.
Everything's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like did stuff for them. Like I don't know. Like I cleaned stuff and I like did stuff. And when I wasn't working, I was like put away in the house. And so like I spent a lot of time on my own, and I did. You know how like when you're alone and you like make up little songs in your head and stuff. And so like
You play songs?
yeah, a little. And I mean it was just like so much time, and I was just like in like this tiny little nasty room, and I was just like, I don't know, they were fun and stuff. And then that's how I met my god, Coco Pelli, because he heard me singing, and he was sort of like company. So that's that on that.
So my insight was in that 20.
That was exactly how I met my god.
What about everything else?
I mean, yeah, I was, yeah, yep.
Okay. Fuck me.
What she said was true.
She just didn't say a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sparse on the details,
Oh,
thick on the facts.
That was so bad.
Sounds like a Bustoism.
Yeah. It did.
yeah.
It did.
Let me drink from my big ass mug of water.
Yeah, boy.
Got one more question for you, Nick.
Uh-huh.
I don't know this, do I? I'm just gonna ask it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
tell me if I
please
know it
do.
already. Where'd you get your daggers?
Oh. Well, where'd I get my daggers?
Every weapon has a story.
Mine doesn't.
It was from a tree.
I fucking ripped off a tree, bro.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I can't remember, so that's great. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just was, I don't know, I probably picked them up when I was little or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking bitch. 17.
She is telling the truth. She might even be undermining how much she remembers.
Yeah, I don't know. I
She
probably
has
just,
no idea where the daggers came from.
I probably just found them or something.
Question.
Yes.
When I had detect magic earlier, were the daggers magic?
No.
Really?
I don't think so. Were the daggers magical, Nick?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't think so is not a good answer.
Fuck me.
I mean, Nick was a little bit magic. That's
Yeah.
about it.
I understand that. Well, fuck me. Cool. There goes my plan. Buster's quiet.
You wouldn't even be able to use the daggers.
Wasn't gonna steal the daggers, bro. They're
I wanna
like they're
clean my
toothpicks for
trident.
me, bro.
I want to clean. Wait, I'm working on her boots, but I also want to clean my trident because I feel like my trident's a bit dirty.
Mhm.
Keep it clean.
I'm going
Shiny,
to bed.
dude.
I'm going to bed.
It's like cast iron though. That's
It
what I
is
think
like
of it.
cast iron. It's
Actually,
like black cast
That's
iron.
cool.
I'm not going to bed.
Okay.
I'm taking first watch.
Me too.
No, you're not. You're going to bed.
No.
If
been
everyone
sleeping
stays
all
up,
day.
no one's taking watch. You're
Yeah,
just
we're
staying up.
hanging.
Who wants to take first watch? I think it should be me.
I think it should be me.
We have the highest
Well,
perception.
you guys can.
Oh yeah, then I should take second.
Exactly.
Guys,
Yeah,
you
sure.
could thumb wrestle for it.
We're not. I'm
Buster's
not. I'm
gonna
not going
kick
over
his
there.
ass.
Yeah.
That's
His thumbs are as big as your hand.
All
That's a
right.
good point, actually.
I'll work on her boots some more and then go to bed. Are the boots done yet, Trevor?
The boots are done.
Yes. I'll when she falls asleep, I'll leave them next to her and then go to sleep.
Okay. Go ahead. Was it a nat one?
No. Luckily, I thought it was a nat one. 7
7,
plus 8, 15.
15.
It's
Okay.
not even bad.
Yeah, the night
Stop whining.
Yeah,
it stays surprisingly warm actually throughout most of the night. It's comfortable and the fire staves
Burns.
off whatever darkness there is. There's nothing out of the ordinary. Around a couple hours in, you see these two figures, just sort of strolling through the woods. They're not walking towards you, and as you look closer, you can see they're just completely transparent. They're just walking, like holding hands, and they just sort of walk by your camp and back into the woods.
I
away.
cast daylight.
Yeah.
Do I wake up because it's bright as fuck?
Yeah, does that just make a big... I don't know what daylight does.
So hold on, I'll pull it up. It does cool shit, guys. It's my first 3rd level spell that I'm casting.
I'm so proud of you.
Woohoo!
Did you just attack poor ghost people?
No, I
Yeah.
did not attack them. It
They're
just made it
literally-
as if the sun were out.
Yeah, no, the second the light just hits, they're just gone.
Really?
They were
Fuck me.
ghosts
Okay, so
going for a walk
it's a
and you-
60-foot radius sphere of light spreads
I'm
out
up
from
now.
a point you choose within range. The sphere is bright light and sheds dim light for an additional 60 feet. If you choose a point on an object you're holding, I can put it on an object and I can hold it.
Yeah, no, it lights up. Dude, it wakes them up, for sure.
And they're gone.
Nothing in the clearing.
I saw people, but I didn't.
What do you mean, Busto?
I'm just gonna turn off dim. I'm gonna just turn it off because I can dismiss
Wait,
it as bonus
are you,
action.
are you saying you saw, like, apparitions?
I don't know what that is.
Like a ghost. Like,
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
see a ghost?
I saw something that I could see through, but was still there.
Do I know? Adrian actually doesn't know this. The face spiders, can they like make you hallucinate? Can they fucking? Okay. I was thinking that was like a luring thing. That would be good.
So they just disappeared. They just fucked off.
That's awesome.
And when I turned daylight off,
They're
not there
gone?
anymore.
Nothing.
How tall were they?
Regular height. It was just like a dude and a woman. That was a weird way to say that.
It was just a.
It was a surfer dude and like it was just it was just two human people just walking together.
They were as well.
That was the most suspicious way I could possibly.
Yeah.
Two human people. No, it was just a couple walking.
Okay. I should have cast moonlight. That was a mistake. Because moonlight makes everything in that also, like it takes invisibility off and takes off the shape shifting. Should have cast moonlight. Oh well, too late now. I'm just gonna turn off. I'm just gonna decast daylight and stay up for the rest of my shift.
Okay.
I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, once they both go back to sleep, you kind of still sit around the fire, glancing out through the trees. You do catch a glimpse of it kind of looked like the female of the two figures, kind of leaning out from a tree. And once you make eye contact, she just goes, and then just
She just
walks.
what?
She makes a hand
Making
gesture
fun
at
of
you and
you.
sticks out her tongue, and then walks back behind the tree and
Iconic
disappears.
Ghost.
Read between the lines, bitch. She fucking disappears.
Okay.
I love her.
That's
I'm not gonna go after her.
Yeah, no, there's nothing else throughout the rest of the night.
Okay.
my turn.
The woods
I
stay
wake up.
quiet.
I wake up Cal. I'm
Yep.
simply going to tell him, Cal. Can I detect magic?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So I cast detect magic. I'm specifically looking at the ruins.
The ruins around you.
Yes.
Besides Cal, you and Nick having some faint glow of magic each, Cal's being particularly brilliant. The ruins have like a little bit of ambient mana left over, but nothing, no pinpricks of active magical artifacts or anything like that.
Okay. So I would just basically shut it off and go, Cal.
Yeah.
Be very careful. There may be adjubations.
Adjubations.
Whatever you said. And they call to you. Do not follow them. Do not follow.
We'll do, but still, you get some rest. I'll stay.
If you need, wake me.
I will. Alright? No need to be worried. I'll be fine. Get some rest.
I would like to do two things before I go to bed.
Sure.
Good berry, throw berries, druidcraft. What's the weather looking like?
What's the weather looking like?
Yep. Give me
Cloudy,
the weather,
but no
weather
rain.
channel forecast. Sorry.
Slightly cloudy with a chance of meatballs?
No. It's mostly
Shut that one down.
mostly just sort of a
Damn
faint,
it.
faintly cloudy skies, a little bit of open sunlight.
Okay. I'm going to bed.
I am going to stay up while I'm up and sketch out my shield ideas, my plans.
If you're focusing on the shield, I'm gonna have you roll perception with disadvantage.
Oh, fuck.
As Busto is going to bed, he like leaves real quick.
I'll find
For
a
like
better
2
time.
seconds.
Okay.
Oh, to go to the bathroom in the woods.
Yeah.
I'll find another time to do it. I won't do it now then. So no disadvantage or anything. Oh, okay. Doesn't
Well.
fucking matter.
Was it a 1?
No,
Okay.
it was a D&D Beyond. It
That's
was
not a number.
9.
A 9. Okay. No, I was just looking. I don't know. I looked down. Your thing looks really cool.
Thank you.
I don't know why it distracted me for a second. A 9. Okay. You don't see any ghosts. So, that's a plus. You don't see much of anything, honestly. There's still a couple birds flying around up ahead, maybe bats at this time of night. But there's this sort of ethereal stillness that has suffused the woods around you. It's a little bit calming, I guess. If you weren't on watch, it would pretty easily lull you just to sleep. I'd say a couple hours before you expect the sun to rise, something just feels wrong for a second. And you kind of look around. You've just finished the boots, and maybe you still have your trident with you, but yeah, you start to get that sort of sense of unease. And Cal, you're not sure what tips you off in the end. Maybe the light from the fire changed a little. Maybe just the air felt a little different, but something motivates you to turn around to look back at the campfire. And you're not alone. Crouching over Nick's sleeping form is this massive blue and white spider.
I'm gonna throw my trident right at it.
Fucking called it, bro. Roll initiative.
Go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, fucking Jesus.
All of us?
Yes.
Okay.
Except maybe Nick.
Let me
Or Nick would
see.
probably wake up.
Oh yeah.
12.
Maybe.
Okay, wait. Give me a sec.
Natural 20.
nat 1, buddy?
No. I got 12.
Okay. Give me a roll call, guys. Cal got 12.
7.
You got 7. Busto?
20,
20.
not 20.
Nat 20. God damn.
I know, dude. Today is my game.
Yeah,
Holy
it's crazy.
crap.
Alright. Yeah, so, Cal, you do have a round out of the order, so go ahead and make a range attack for this one. So don't.
Okay.
Is Trident have a ranged option?
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead and roll
Would
that.
that be considered a full rest for me or no?
How long's a long rest? It's like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Probably
Yes,
not.
8
Short
hours.
rest at least.
Okay. I'll take a short rest.
Range damage.
That's slightly annoying though.
Okay. God damn it. What would that be here? 11
Okay.
doesn't hit, does it?
Doesn't hit.
Okay, I'm gonna first time let the fury take over and be like, that's my fucking enemy.
Yeah.
Just think about that.
As even you're going to throw the trident, you feel that heat from that spot on your forearm flare up again, and as you look down, you see it is just glowing with this red hot light.
I'm going to run up to Nick and the
Your horns
spider.
haven't changed, by the way.
Okay. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna run up to Nick and use my War Priest. So I get to use a bonus action to attack. Where's my trident?
Yeah, actually, you throw your trident, you kind of whip this javelin shot, and it's right on the money, right towards the spider. But as it comes like almost in contact, the spider just disappears for a second. And your trident just passes right through and into the ground behind it.
Okay.
I'm going to run up to it and then just punch it across the face and cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay.
And
Spider on top of Nick.
I think it's at second level? Yeah, that's second level. Come on, level. 17.
All right. Yeah, that hits.
Alright. So that is 4d10.
A lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. My luck is so fucking bad today. 2, 5, plus 9, so 14 damage.
Wow.
So bad.
That is
That
bad.
is bad. Out of 4d10?
Oh, ow, yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
Oh.
Yeah, so Cal, you whip it, and
Plus
then
9
following your
two
trident,
ones.
you actually jump over Nick's sleeping form, definitely waking her up, and just punch the spider in the top of the head and cast Inflict Wounds. And you see it kind of, like its legs kind of curl for a second. And Busto, it is your turn.
So you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I cast haste. You're welcome. So that's also +2 to AC.
It's
You're welcome.
Okay, it's okay. You're welcome.
That's also +2 to your AC.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shit.
Yeah, bro. Haste, dude. Haste is fucking bullshit. 100%. And then, no, Thunderclap is a bonus action. What is? Apologies, guys. Then as a bonus action, I am going to cast Healing Spirit
Okay.
because it is bonus action. Nature Spirit to soothe the wounded. It's a 5-foot cube, whatever. Everyone gets 1d6 at the start of their turn. 1d6 HP.
Shit.
Regen.
For haste?
What?
Or what do you say?
For everyone.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this
Healing Spirit.
is it like an actual spirit that appears?
I can choose. It can be a transparent beast or fae. My choice.
What is it?
And it's Wolfie 2.0, obviously.
I like that a lot.
It's
Just a big old dog.
Yeah, it's just
It's like one of those. No, it's like one of those parade like.
Is it Wolfie that lights up? Does
Yes.
Wolfie
Well,
start
I'm saying,
glowing?
What about like a
Yeah,
fucking
no, yeah.
That's
a
fucking
parade
cool.
dragon from like the Chinese New Year? It's like massive and it like swoops through the sky. Just
Yeah,
to
no.
have-
I'd
That's
say
pretty cool.
Wolfie's eyes just start glowing gold, and this ethereal image of a
That's
dragon
fucking
just starts
cool.
looping like around the treetops
Yeah.
above you.
All right,
That's pretty
that-
fucking badass.
That is-
Yeet. That's my turn.
All right. Nick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my reaction to impose disadvantage on that roll.
Okay. Okay, so it doesn't change.
Fuck.
Oh. Does a 13 hit?
No, not at all.
Okay. Yeah, so the spider above you, it kind of rears back. It's actually, no, they're called pedipalps.
Okay.
And it bites down, but you sort of duck backwards, and it just it gets nothing but the ground. And then the spider is going to try and kind of stay on you.
Yeah.
As you back away. But Cal, it is your turn again.
Okay. How far behind is it in that wall? The nice trident.
Your trident's just kind of planted in the ground behind it.
Fuck, I might have to.
Do you have no other weapon?
I don't have. Well, I have a dagger, but I'd rather use spells. But I don't really want to use a bunch of spells. So I'm going to.
Well, with haste, you can only attack. You can't cast another spell.
I'm going
You can
to
only take
run
an
around
attack
to
action.
grab my trident. And grab it
If you
out of
run
the ground.
past it, you should be fine approaching. But if you run away, that would be an attack of opportunity, right? Because you're.
You're going past it.
Can I, as a reaction, throw my quarterstaff?
Yeah. Okay. I'd say so. It's gonna be your reaction for this round, though.
Yeah,
I will run past it.
Okay. You're gonna take an attack roll.
All right.
So wait, do you want my staff or not?
Are you gonna
Yeah, I'm throwing it as my reaction.
to impose disadvantage on that attack, right?
It's a 16 hit.
I have +2 bonus to my AC, so no.
That's true. All right. Yeah.
Alright.
So as you run by it, it swings its front two legs at you, but you just duck around them.
And I'm gonna pick up my trident. I'm gonna spin it over my head and just try to get one of its
Nice.
legs, if not a couple of its legs, actually.
Okay.
Damn it.
Dick.
So that's fucking 12. Doesn't hit. All right. What was that? I get another attack.
Yes, you get one left.
Come on, you little. All right, that
Nice.
hits. It's 17 plus 5. So I'm gonna swing it around to miss its legs, and then kind of go back over and push it like that.
Okay.
That's cool.
It is just.
D8.
It's a no. It's a. Oops, that's the wrong one. It's a D6 because I have my shield. That sucks. Damn it.
Oh well.
6 points of piercing damage.
Hey, that's pretty good.
And then, so that was both. That was my action because that's one action, right?
Yep.
Well,
no, because you that's both. Because you swung once and
that's my
missed.
bonus action too.
It gives you one attack action.
Yeah, so I can use a bonus action though.
Yeah, you have a bonus
Okay.
action already.
I'm going to cast spiritual weapon right next to it. On my bonus action.
Nice.
There we go.
It's so cool.
Okay.
What's the radius on spiritual weapon?
I think you can cast it like 60 feet.
No, what? Its radius. 5 feet, right?
Oh yeah, it just has to hit within 5 feet. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the damage on spiritual? I forget. I always forget how spiritual weapon works.
I get to. It's a like melee spell attack.
Okay.
And it's 1d8 plus my spell casting.
All right.
You can't use it though right
Can't
now.
use it yet.
Yep.
Nick, you're up.
Okay.
You are prone, though. So it's gonna take your movement to stand up.
Yeah, but is it on top of me?
You're maybe a foot back from it at this point. It's turned away from you to try and get at Cal, but it's pretty close to you.
Okay, I will stand up. And I will try to stab it with my dagger.
Okay, go ahead.
Does a 21 hit?
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, bruh.
Okay. That is...
I could.
18 points of damage.
What
Shit
the fuck?
Me running.
Is
Holy
there
fuck.
is there anyone within 5 feet of it?
Yeah, I'd say Cal's pretty close.
I'm within 5 feet of it because I just stabbed it.
Fucking Jesus.
over 10.
It takes an extra 12 points of damage.
What the
fuck?
fuck? That's 30 points of damage
Guys,
in a turn.
Sneak attack and my cool
Rogues
dagger.
do
I'm
so
giving
much
I'm
damage.
giving her haste next time. I'm telling you right now, bro. Because
Yeah, no, you just plunge it. You probably take out a good 6 of its 8 eyes. I mean, it actually just makes this horrible squeal in response and rears back.
I was gonna do something cool for you too.
God damn.
Fuck me.
Nick, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
What's Cal's passive perception?
Ooh, Cal's passive perception
14.
is
14. Unfortunately, it's the other monster's turn. Cal, can you make a charisma saving throw for me?
Natural 1, -1.
a 0.
Bad luck. Because the semi-transparent form of a second phase spider unwraps itself from the wall that you now have your back to, and it wraps its front 2 arms around you, and you both vanish.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Are you fucking
serious?
kidding me right now?
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
sorry, it's getting pretty late.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
A week?
Ah, Trevor.
fuck, dude. Okay, well, thank you guys for watching. This
Sorry
was-
to end on such a cliffhanger every fucking week.
Oh my goodness.
We really apologize. It is 11 though.
Yeah, it's getting pretty late.
People have places to be. I have to drive 2 hours. It's okay though.
All right. Oh, I'm so sorry, Arthur.
Bro, no, I told you to go. I told you to go late. You're fine.
Thank you, Nate. That
Thank
was the
you.
most stunning performance we've ever
You
had.
did the
You know
best
what?
you've ever done tonight.
Good job, mate.
Thank you, Nate. You did good, man.
MVP.
Love you, man.
Stool, we're definitely bringing you back in the future.
Yes.
Um,
Maybe we have to have like a chair here.
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
in the middle for stool.
Stool's our first guest star.
Holy
Hey!
shit, that's a good point.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for playing.
Thank you, Trevor, for making this wonderful, wonderful story.
I'm gonna go have some dressing and go to bed. I would recommend you all watching do the same. Good night. Thank you for watching Dice and Paper. Good night.
Peace out, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.